Just give me 1 second to the two guests who came up. I'm gonna bring you on the stage in a moment. I'm just going live everywhere else. Okay, just give me 1 moment. Okay, so I should be live on Twitch now, and I should be live on YouTube now as well. Let me make sure. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm live on YouTube now as well, and I'm live on the others. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop the link to join. Don't worry, guys. I'm still here. Just dropping all my links. I'm just dropping all my links, and we're gonna be good to go. All right. All right, cool. So yeah, I do see the topic on the board. I don't think Black people should be Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite. We're gonna bring in the two guests who wanted to come up to the stage in a second. All right, y'all. It's gonna be one at a time. We're gonna talk to the Juggernaut first because he was the first one to crest up. Juggernaut, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And do you disagree with what I have on the board?
42, and I don't exactly disagree, but I did bring some indisputable proof of Islam.
Okay, what's that?
The Big Bang was an explosion. Allahu Akbar.
That's wrong, bro. Come on, that's wrong.
Also,
oh God, bro, what the hell?
Also, you know why chocolate Easter bunnies are hollow?
Why is that?
Symbolism for God's promises.
That's a good one. That's a very good one. But all right, Juggernaut, I'm gonna go ahead. Y'all be tripping, bro. Hey, appreciate you, Juggernaut. All right, let's go ahead and talk to Daniel. Daniel, how's it going? Are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, I'm at least 18, and I do disagree.
All right.
I'm a Christian.
You're a Christian, and are you a Black person?
No.
That's fine. All right, cool. So why do you disagree? I think Black people should be Christian, and I can tell you why, but let's hear your reason why you think we should be.
Well, if Christianity is the truth, right, and what Jesus said is true, then to tell Black people that they should not be Christian would be wrong, would be incorrect.
Well, that would be the first thing we could go on. And on your first premise, if Christianity is true, we have no like evidence that it is. That's number one. But the second thing that I would say is that the reason why Black people are Christian is not because it's the truth or whatever. It's because it was beat into us during colonialism and slavery, and we should not be the religion of our colonizers and our enslavers.
You really think Christianity came from people and not from Jesus?
Yes, I 100% think it came from people and not from Jesus. Now, Jesus could have been a real guy, but that doesn't mean his superpowers are also real.
Well, Christianity didn't exist before Jesus, and we had slaves on the earth before Christianity.
I'm not saying that Jesus created Christianity or Christianity created slavery. I'm saying that the way that Black people, especially sub-Saharan Africans, probably with the notable exception of the Ethiopians, we got Christianity through enslavement and colonization. Before that, we were something else. We were either doing our indigenous practices like voodoo, like Bakanga, stuff like that, and we got Islam through trade and slavery, and we got Christianity through colonialism and slavery.
Well, we got Christianity through people believing the testimonies of Jesus.
Yeah, sure. That's how it happened in Europe.
Right. So we said it's just not true. People believe in Jesus because of people's testimony of Jesus. It has nothing to do with slavery or not slavery.
Sure. In Europe, that's how it happened.
I'll say this.
Not your turn yet.
What's going on?
Not your turn yet. Yeah, sure. So yeah, Daniel, in Europe, that's how it happened. And in sub-Saharan Africa, they got it through colonization and slavery.
People don't spread Christianity for the most part through violence. That's Islam. That's, North Korea. People smuggle Bibles into third world countries.
So how do you explain colonialism?
Okay, what do you think colonialism is?
Colonialism was a process where the European powers went across the entire world in order to get spices. Unfortunately, they don't use the spices themselves, but they went across the world to get spices and to take advantage of nations that were not as technologically advanced as them, and they spread Christianity into those places in order to basically spread European culture. And they thought that Christianity was superior to the rest.
Well, if Christianity is the truth, then it is superior to all the other religions, right?
Do we have any evidence that it is the truth?
Yeah, we do.
Like what?
Well, I mean, not only the testimony in the New Testament, but you have sources outside of the New Testament that confirm, key characters in the Bible, confirm lots of the stories that are in the Bible, written by people, some of them who were anti-Christian.
It confirms that Jesus was a real person, but it doesn't confirm that he had supernatural powers. If we're just going to go off of stories in the Bible that Jesus had supernatural powers, we might as well believe in the Iliad and the Odyssey.
Well, I believe most people believe in a higher power, so that's not really even a good argument.
So what?
So your argument's not good.
Yes, it is.
Most people
because you said that
believe.
You said that there's testimonies in the Bible or whatever. That's all good and well. Those testimonies doesn't mean that those supernatural stories are true. If we're to believe that the supernatural stories are true just because it's in a book, we might as well believe the Odyssey, which has a bunch of supernatural stuff in it. But none of us take none of us take the Odyssey seriously. None of us actually believe that Zeus interfered in the battle between Troy and Greece. No one believes that.
Exactly.
We know Troy and Greece was a real event, but Zeus interfering in the battle, that's something that none of us believe. So the question then becomes, why should we believe the Jesus story just because it's in a book? The same principle applies. Just because a whole bunch of people believe it is an argument for popularity.
You just said it yourself.
Hold on, wait, listen.
Nobody believes the story.
Daniel. A bunch of people believing in a story does not mean the story is true. Those are two different things.
Well, that one fact alone doesn't mean it's true. But
all right, so we will need evidence that it's true.
If nobody believes in Zeus, and you have billions who believe in Jesus,
that doesn't mean that Jesus had powers.
To tell people they should not be Christian when billions believe in Jesus,
that's an argument. That's an argument from popularity. That's a fallacy. Just because a whole bunch of people accept something doesn't make it true.
Well, something can be popular and true.
Something can be popular and true. For like Michael Jackson being one of the best dancers to ever exist, that's popular and that's true. But we have proof of Michael Jackson. We have no evidence that Jesus rose from the dead.
No, we do. We have evidence. We have personal testimony. And if you go on YouTube and you type in testimony of Jesus, there's millions of people who have given personal testimony. They've seen him in a dream, seen him in person. It's everywhere.
So what?
And even Muslims have dreams of Jesus.
And there are people who are former Christians that became Muslim. The most famous one is Malcolm X. So what?
Well, just because someone strays from the truth, it doesn't make the truth not the truth. The Bible said people.
What I'm saying is that you have to actually show that it's the truth first. A bunch of people believing it does not make it true.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, we have sources from historians that confirm lots of the stories written in the Bible.
They confirm that they confirm the stories, right? But they don't confirm that the supernatural stuff in the stories are true. Like the Bible is basically historical fiction, right? If I were to write a story right now of Barack Obama on January the 9th, 2009, being sworn in to president, that's a true story, right? But if I also said before he did that, he had to fight a bunch of vampires and werewolves and then fly to the sky like Superman to fight Agent Smith of the Matrix, and then he came back down to become president. Now now there's a lot of room for interpretation there, isn't there? Like, is that story true?
Well,
the second one I gave? Barack Obama was a real person. Hold on, Barack Obama was a real person.
Unless you read.
Barack Obama was a real person. The the inauguration of president is a real thing that happened, but him fighting vampires, we'll just believe that just because I wrote it down?
I mean, him fighting vampires, it doesn't bring salvation to the world. So nobody
Irrelevant.
cares.
Irrelevant. The question is, would you believe something super that I said Barack Obama did something supernatural just because I wrote it down?
I don't care if he did anything supernatural.
It's not about you caring or not. I'm asking, would you believe it just because I wrote it down?
Well, if Barack Obama made the claim that he was offering
No. Stay within stay within what I said.
Children.
Stay within what I said, Daniel. Would you believe that Barack Obama fought vampires simply because I wrote it down? Would you believe that?
Well, no, because I don't know.
No, you wouldn't. Exactly. You wouldn't believe that. So why should I believe that Jesus is sacrificed himself? He was the Son of God and died for our sins just because somebody wrote it down?
Because the people that wrote it down have been writing it down throughout all history.
No, they
and
weren't.
These are people of character.
No, they weren't.
These are good men.
Just because someone is, even if we give it to you that these were good people, that doesn't mean that they couldn't be wrong or they couldn't be making shit up.
Well, when you have, I'm not sure how many, but there was a lot of people who, prophets throughout history who have all been writing about a coming Messiah, who have all written about their personal testimony concerning God. What? And all of these records all have been brought together to point towards one person, Jesus.
Yeah, that's what you believe. What proof do we have that?
That's someone you need
what
to
proof
look
do
at.
we have? What proof do we have that all these people that were writing from back then were writing specifically about Jesus? What evidence do we have of that?
Well, the evidence you have of that is all the Christians who are able to see the connections after the fact.
So see the connections after the fact. That's post hoc.
Yeah.
That's what they call post hoc, bro. That's a fallacy too.
That's evidence that the God who knows the future, when
that's post hoc.
Was writing stories back then, he was pointing towards the coming Messiah.
No, that's post hoc. That's post hoc. When I asked you how do we know these people were writing about Jesus, you said that people believed it after the fact. That's post hoc.
Well, no, I didn't say they were writing about Jesus. I said they were writing the things that happened in their life. And like, for instance, Jonah, right? When he got swallowed by the whale.
Yeah, that story's bullshit.
He was 3 days and 3 nights inside the fish.
But that's bullshit.
And that's, you can call it bullshit. But Jesus said that no sign would be given this generation except the sign of the prophet Jonah. His story was a sign that pointed towards
the
Jesus
Jonah story,
being 3 days
The
dead.
Jonah story is bullshit.
It's not clear.
Well, you weren't there when it happened, so you can't say that.
People can't get swallowed by whales, bro. It's bullshit.
Well, it didn't say whale, it said big fish.
Hello?
But
big fishes
fish
don't
can
get
swallow somebody.
Do you know what the biggest fish we have is?
I think the blue whale.
Whales aren't fish, my friend.
Well, I mean, fine, you can say mammal, but they are fish. They are fish.
Whales are not fish. They are mammals. These are two different families.
I'm going to say they're fish.
I know you're going to say they're fish, but you're wrong. Because fish lay eggs and whales give live birth. They are mammals. They produce milk.
They're fish.
Fish don't produce milk. Holy shit.
Whatever. I think if a whale's a fish.
No, it's not. It's not whatever. Whales aren't fish. You're just wrong. It's not whatever. Whales aren't fish. So whales aren't fish, and the Bible says he got swallowed by a big fish. Now, people understood later on in history how stupid that is, so they changed it to whale. All right, but the problem is that whales can't swallow people because the throat of a whale is literally this big. This is how big a throat of a whale is. So it can't swallow people.
So you're saying there's no fish on the earth capable of swallowing a human? Is that your
No, because you know what the biggest fish we have is? The great white. Sharks are fish. The great white is the biggest fish we have.
So you don't believe the Bible because you don't think a whale is a fish?
Excuse me?
Whales are, hold on, it's not turn yet. Whales are not fish, period.
So because humans decided to call them mammals because they give birth the same way we do on the earth, you are now saying you think the Bible's not true.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move on, guys. I appreciate everybody who's here. Hey guys, thank y'all so much for being here. If you're watching me over on the YouTubes, the guest, give me 1 second, guest. I'll be back to you in a second. All right, so if you're watching me over on YouTube, I appreciate you for watching over on Deconstruction Junction. You guys are amazing. The link to join is pinned. You can now join me from StreamYard. The link to join me is pinned. I thank you so much. Same thing over on my channel, Volcy Thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching me over there. If you watch me over on Twitch, I appreciate you there as well. Thank you so much. I'll put the link to join into Twitch in a moment. But at the moment, we're gonna go ahead and move on. I have Witness, I have Stefan, and I have Issa. Is that your name? I'm not sure that's an L or an I. Give me 1 second, all right?
All right.
Gotcha. Everybody, give me 1 second. Witness, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what I had on the board?
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. 1 second.
Okay.
All right. Stefan, I think you are a friendly of mine. Did you agree with what I had on the board?
If I what?
Did you agree with what I have on the board?
Yeah, man. Yeah, 101 million times I agree with you, brother.
Gotcha. All right, stay up here for me. Give me 1 second. And I'm sorry, the last brother, Issa or Lisa.
No,
I'm not sure how to say your name.
You can call me wrong, sir, but my name is pronounced Ashe.
Ashe. Okay, gotcha. And did you disagree with what I have on the board?
No, sir.
You did agree. Okay, cool. The person that just joined, Sean, or Sheem, are you at least 18? And did you agree or disagree with what I have on the board?
I agree.
Was that Sean that just said?
Yes.
Sean, okay, cool.
I'm over 18 and I somewhat agree.
All right, cool. We'll get to everybody. All right, so Witness, how's it going? Are you Christian, Muslim, Hebrew Israelite, and are you a black person?
Yeah, I'm a black person. I'm from Africa, by the way. I'm in Botswana.
Oh boy, I cannot hear you at all. You sound like you're underwater.
Okay. Do you hear me?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So I'm from Africa, by the way. In a small country called Botswana.
You from Botswana?
Yeah.
Botswana. Okay, yeah, cool. I've always wanted to visit Botswana. All right, cool. So you said you did disagree, right?
I agree with the statement that you've put on the board. By the way, I'm agnostic.
Oh, you're agnostic. Oh, okay. So we have all friendlies up right now, guys. If you disagree, you can join in with the link. If you disagree in the chat here on TikTok, I'm inviting you guys up. So because we have all people who agree right now, and I may drop some to make some room for others. All right, guys, because I know everybody agrees.
I somewhat disagree.
Who is that? Sean?
This is
Am I saying your name right? Is it Sean or Sheen?
CMOS is the
I read that completely wrong. CMOS. All right, okay. CMOS, how's it going, bro? Why'd you disagree?
I do think that we should not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I feel like there are productive things, at least Black Christianity and Black Islam has for Black people. I think it can be serviceable to a better life if you have a religious life that isn't rooted in fundamentalism.
Can you do that without believing anything?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, cool.
I think you could have. Yeah,
that would mean
I think it's possible.
I got you. That would mean that the Christianity or any other religion is unnecessary.
Well, there are traditions and sort of.
Say that again.
I'm getting echo. Yeah, there are traditions and metaphors and other things that have dealt with just the human condition, and particularly the human condition as Black people, that I think are very, very productive, especially music and other things. It's a wealth of information, of data that is.
I'm not doubting. I'm not doubting that these things can be productive, right? That's not what I'm doubting. What I'm doubting is, number one, if it's necessary. Number two, if it's true. And number three, if it has caused damage to us, which we've seen that it has, especially in the West, where Christianity is basically ran or operates under white supremacy. And we see that with a lot of Christians today. When you ask a lot of especially on the
Y'all
fallout
talking about
of,
white churches, huh?
especially at the fallout of the dude who couldn't protect his neck when he died. You had a lot of Christians saying that they're Christian, a lot of black Christians saying that they're Christian before they're black, and trying to distance themselves from black culture in order to uplift Christian culture, which has always been under the auspice of white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? So like the way that Christianity operates in America now, especially since it was the religion of our enslavers, I don't see a reason for why black people should be Christian, and in a lot of ways it damages us.
Well, I think that, of course, there are iterations and forms of Christianity that have maintained their white supremacist roots. But I feel like what black folk religion, and that actually has some, that term black folk religion is, a term that is used in some academic spaces that kind of describes the folk ways of black people and how we have sort of transformed or sublimated a new form of religion that attends to our needs and our situation, that doesn't necessarily, that kind of contradicts or belies white supremacy.
Yeah, like
like
Black liberation theology. Black liberation theologies basically uses Christianity in another.
Whoever has their mic on is very loud and distracting. Can you mute yourself?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was Tego. All right. Yeah. Because I was gonna say that was distracting me. All right. But yeah, Seymour. So I was gonna say, yeah, Black liberation theology can be used for that, and we've seen sort of a Muslim version of Black liberation theology with the Nation of Islam, where they interpret Christianity and Islam through the blacklist. Tego, it's not your turn. It's not your turn, Tego. I'll get you second. So yeah, so we've seen that happen before, right? My only thing I've always said is go back to the two things. I know that it can be used through a Black liberation lens. I know it can be used for that. But number one, is it true? And number two, do we necessarily need it? And number three, what does it actually teach that can be harmful towards the community? You see what I'm saying?
Well, I think the question of something being true in a material science sense or in a material sense, that's a completely different question than if it's true in the sense of just like you do a close reading of a fiction, like, maybe Toni Morrison's The Bluest Eye or Beloved. You can read that work closely and get very, very productive nutrients out of her work, right? And I think it's the same thing with any book, including the Bible. Mm-hmm. And so the question of it being true in a material sense, of course it's not true. That's not even a question, right? It's in terms of just the fantastical, non-material, realities of it, it's not true in the material sense. But obviously there are close readings, traditions of close readings of the Bible, which we call theology, that gives us a lot of nutrients, a lot of cultural and social, adhesion, like, so we could, just family and just gathering and friends and all these other things that actually are produce culture, that produce, the fabric of a lot of Black communities. And so I think it's just, like I said, you can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We can throw out the nonsense, like the fairy tales and all that. I think we absolutely should evolve past that. And I think we are. I think you're part of that. I think these conversations are very important. We must evolve past the nonsense. And but we also have to kind of be a little more complex and sophisticated about what actually is productive.
Yeah. So the thing is, everything that that you're saying, again, we already agreed that before. We can have that without religion. You know what I mean? So and we had that before Christianity. Everything you're talking about, we had it before Christianity. Even our own understanding of what masculinity is, and et cetera, we didn't need that for it. You know what I mean? In a lot of ways, Christianity interrupted those spheres. You see what I'm saying? Like masculinity before, or in the medieval African version before Christianity came to the continent, was based not on you being the provider or the leader or anything like that. Those were important, but it was basically not how you lead just your your family or being the head of a household, whatever, but how important are you to the community? What do you do for the community? What do you do for the young men? Are you spiritually guiding them? Are you telling them what their responsibilities are? And a lot of times it wasn't based on leadership. It was not leadership positions. It was based on leadership on how you're guiding the youth. You know what I mean? Not being the head of the household or being the sole provider or anything like that. That didn't matter. You see what I'm saying? So in a lot of ways, Christianity interrupted that cultural development. You feel what I'm saying? Which is why I would say it's harmful.
I would like to point out that Christianity, just like any, religion or even ideologies are changed and transformed based off of where they are, who they, interact with. And that's the same with language. That's the same with food ways. So I think it's kind of naive to think that because, any tradition or idea has origin somewhere like, Europe or wherever, that it does, everything kind of interacts and transforms based off of how it just moves throughout the world. And that's how we get different languages. That's how we get different foods. And so Black Christianity, I just have to keep iterating, has along with it a lot of Africanisms, even like how Black people shout, in Pentecostal or charismatic.
I agree, it does.
All these other things. So there's information and data that, I think is serviceable to a richer life for Black people if you are able to get rid of the nonsense and sort of have a cultural and sort of a more cultural social relationship with the gospel.
I got you, but again, we had all that before Christianity, so we don't need it.
I mean, it's not about need or want. Like it's I think the evolution of cultures around the world, include terrible things that happen. Yeah. It includes things that you can't, you don't ask for what happens to a group of people. Any number of things can happen, that kind of shape what, look at New Orleans, for instance. You have, maybe that's a bad example, but
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Yeah. What I'm saying is that when it comes to the Christian tradition, you can use it as a tool to live a communicative and a communal life and everything like that. But that's how Black people were anyway before Christianity, which is why I always reiterate, like, we really don't need this for that. You see what I'm saying? Like, I get that it gives them this foundation of a cultural understanding and everything like that. But I always ask people, what was there before Christianity? Obviously, we still had this. You see what I'm saying?
But we have it. That's the thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like it may not be like it's something that's there, and it's regardless. It's like if you had a disease, maybe not a disease, but if you had like you're Black, you may not want to be Black, but you are, right? And so. And should you bleach your skin or should no, you work with what you have and you appreciate the what's productive and what's beautiful about it. And whatever doesn't serve you, then I think, yes, we should get rid of. But I think there are absolutely things that we should think about keeping and, and
right. But why would we keep Christianity?
And maintaining.
Why should
again? So we it's just culture. It's a culture. There are
but
cultures
it's not
that
ours,
evolve.
bro. Like it's a foreign thing that we had to adopt due to colonialism. We really don't.
So that's my point. That's my point. So when we say ours, who you are and who we are is a evolution of what we've gone through and what kind of things we've interacted with. So you aren't who you are without all of the histories, which includes the bullshit, right? All of those things have shaped you, and there's really nothing you can do about it because that's how time works.
No, and, I get that part. I get that part. This is something that we've integrated into part of our cultural narrative. The thing is, when we see how it operates, a lot of it, because of the history of colonialism and slavery, a lot of this carries white supremacy within it. and you see that all across Africa and the Caribbean. You still see people to this day who would say that Haiti is the way that it is. And this is promoted especially within the Black church, that Haiti is the way that it is because of our deal with the devil. And there is no devil in voodoo. That doesn't exist, right? But you will have people say that Haiti is the way it is because of that. You have people say that Africa is the way that it is because we're being punished for for witchcraft and all that type of bullshit. As a matter of fact, I think this was like maybe 10 years ago. There was a huge issue in Nigeria of parents abandoning or even murdering their children because an evangelical pastor over there was saying that witches are possessing your children and taking them away from you and stuff like that. And these are all the things that witches do for your children, to make them engage in witchcraft, etc., etc. And you had parents abandoning their children because this Christian evangelist told them so. You see what I'm saying? Like, these are all the harms that it can cause. So it's like, when we see more negative than.
But I think you have to speak precisely, right? Because it's just like when Christians say Christian, right? Like evangelical Christians who basically have the cultural mic right now, and they try to sort of name Christianity generally, right? And what that does is you're misspeaking, right? Because you're talking about, not you, but when they're speaking, they're actually speaking about a denomination which is evangelicalism, and many of them are charismatic. Like there are names to this, and so fundamentalism is what you're referring to. There are denominations within Christianity that actually are liberal or that don't believe in a theistic God. That don't like all kinds of, you get all kinds of iterations. But so to paint Christianity with the broad brush, I think you're misspeaking. Christianity is very, very diverse. There are tens of thousands of different denominations. Some are theistic, some are actually non-theistic. And I think we're at a time where
I understand
people are deconstructing, and it's great. And they're rethinking what theism is and all these other things. And so I'm saying in this time of upheaval, right? There's a certain sort of cultural, ideological upheaval. I think we should become more sophisticated, meaning more complex in how we even speak about this, and understand that there is room for a Christianity that articulates what you're saying, but keeps our culture, keeps our tradition, no matter how fraught its beginning was.
Right. I mean, but the thing is, what would be the need for that? Why not just get rid of it? Because at the end of the day, any of the advantages you would say come from Christianity, we literally already had. So it's not something that's needed anymore. Why not just skip the middleman? If we know that we don't need Christianity for any other rich cultural life, why integrate it into us in the first place? We just get rid of it. It's not necessary anymore.
Well, I'm saying we do need it, and I'm saying that it's not. So
that's the thing I disagree with.
It's like saying why don't we just create a new language?
This is my question. Well, language moves anyway, so like it's always gonna, like, English now is not gonna be English 300 years from now. Like,
right. The same with religion.
So right. I got you. But what I'm saying is that when it comes to Christianity itself, and when I say that we don't need it, you say that we do. Why do we? Because any advantage can come from Christianity. We literally already had. Christianity, as a matter of fact, interrupted our culture. So why do we need it?
We need it because we have it. It's just like saying, why do we need English? If English has been the language of the oppressed, well, you can use the same logic, you can kind of grasp it on. We have English.
Yeah, we don't need it. You're right. We don't need it. The only reason why we use it now, because it's practical, right? That's the only reason. But even in English,
it's not just practical. It's also
only thing we have, right?
It's a part of the evolution of culture,
right? I understand that, but even when it comes to languages, when you look at Jamaican Patois, when you look at Nigerian Pidgin, they're completely different from the standard English, right? So
that's like Christianity, like different denominations, right? You have different denominations.
Right, correct. I understand, but like the thing is, we need English to communicate. I mean, we don't need English, but we need languages to communicate with each other, and this is the language that we adopted. But even then, in those aspects, we change it up to our own thing, right? But when it comes to Christianity,
no, it's the same argument. You can graft that same argument.
Right.
We needed to communicate. We needed to do.
But we don't need Christianity to communicate. We don't need Christianity for family. We don't need.
So again, this is
hold on. Let me just finish this. I understand that we need English because it's the only language we have now in order to communicate with each other. We don't know Swahili or anything like that. So I get it, right? But when it comes to something like Christianity, if it's for communication, family, culture, anything like that, we don't need that. That's what I'm saying. So
when I say we need it, just like we need language, I'm saying religion generally. And so to walk that down to Christianity, I mean, like I said, you can graft the same argument about language. Language and religion are almost so they're synonymous in the sense that they have an evolutionary force, and we didn't choose them, and they have shaped culture. They shape our realities, and there is something that is very profound about how language even creates. How can I say this? For instance, a tree is not a tree if there's no language for it. The ancient Greeks had no word for blue, for instance. And there's a lot of speculation whether or not they could actually see certain shades because of the language visual distinction. Like they actually couldn't see certain things because there wasn't language for it. And so when you name things, there is a depth that emerges. And so it's the same with religion. Religion has a certain naming of the world of our human experience. You have languages for the inner life that the material world, our social sort of language, especially today with market thinking, doesn't necessarily have language to help us process grief and loss and love and all these things outside of market language. So religion actually gives us a way to see into ourselves. It helps us see into other people, and there are traditions that have done this for thousands of years. And to say that we can just create something like there's a certain wisdom in tradition.
But CMOS, look, I don't disagree or mind that spirituality is a thing that we all have. What I'm talking about specifically is the tradition of Christianity, because everything that you're talking about, again, we had that before it, so we don't need it. We already had spiritual
it's just like saying
what I'm saying is that we already had a way to process grief, love, community, culture, etc. prior to Christianity, because obviously civilizations in Africa existed before that happened, right? So you needed that to happen. You need love.
So here's what I would say to that. So, hold
on. What I'm saying is that if you keep saying that we need Christianity for these and that things, and you already agree that we already had these things before Christianity, then that would eliminate the need for it.
So to say we had Proto-Roman, Proto-Germanic language, right? So why do we need English? We had pre-modern romantic romantic before Spanish. We had
here's the problem.
Wait. So I'll just think about it, because I feel like this is just reactive. I want to actually.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
You get it, but
wait, I get it.
We're talking to an audience too.
I got you.
You got it. But I'm saying for the audience, you can also just think about proto-language. You can think about what happened before language and ask the same question. Why do we need this language? So I'm saying there's a conflict. What the language you're choosing or the words you're choosing to, you're saying we chose, or why do we need, right? That's not how these sort of technologies, I call them religion is a somewhat cultural technology. That's not how they work. We don't choose. It's just like saying why do we need to be born? You didn't choose to be born.
These are false equivalencies, bro.
These things evolved.
These are completely false equivalencies.
We happen to be here. But Christianity happens to be here for us.
But the thing is, these are completely false equivalencies, bro. Like Christianity is not like a language. Christianity, like you said, is a cultural meme. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to
What do you
language,
mean?
when it comes to language, yeah, those Proto-Germanic.
Insofar as it
CMOS,
is
let me answer, bro. Yes,
Yeah.
Proto-Germanic came before English. We all understand that, right? And it evolved into English. But that's not what we have with Christianity. Like the people from Western Africa who first did voodoo, they didn't evolve into Christianity. We got invaded by a foreign power and they forced us to convert to something else. These are not the same
Well, that's
thing.
how. So there are etymologies of. I mean, most interactions, right? Most cultural interactions happen through violence. The history of the world is very, very, very violent. There are a lot of wars, a lot of conflict, lots of slavery, lots of crazy shit, right? That now, like, because I conquered your land and raped your women, now we have these new types of people, right? They have darker skin because now, you know, or whatever. And so you have a whole group of people that are product of rape, especially in certain parts of Europe, Eastern Europe, and like the Viking eras, you know, where they would rape and pillage as a way of life. And so I'm saying, like, and then you have languages mixing because of violence. It's the same with religion, right? You have, you know, it's the same thing. Unfortunately, it's inconvenient, but it's true, dude. That's just
Right.
how it works.
I know that that happens, right? But what I'm saying
Yeah.
is that when it came to a religion that was forced onto us by our enslavers, there's no need for it anymore, especially
It's
since we know where it came
unfortunate.
from. I know. I know it's unfortunate, right? I agree with you that it's unfortunate. I agree that this is what we have right now, and I agree that it was used in order to, for our survival. We culturally made it our own, right? What I'm saying now is that since we know from where it is, and we know we can't show it to be true, and we know that a bunch of it is nonsense, maybe let's move past it because it's not needed anymore. We already have a cultural foundation. We already have a way to share with each other. We already have all that. Let's go ahead and build something new because this part that was given to us by enslavers is not necessary for us anymore.
I absolutely agree. I think we should absolutely evolve things. I think this is how, you know, any cultural technology has evolved. Languages evolved also because of certain maybe you know, impediments or certain other admixture. And for this current moment in time, there's an admixture of science, of just, we're in the information age, and it's sort of disrupting cultural cohesion, right? We have like a in terms of consensus reality is being challenged, right? We don't, like, a lot of people have fragmented views on like what just basic things are, right? And it has to do with, because of how much information we're taking in, we distrust our institutions. And so we're in a moment of cultural upheaval where there's so much fragmentation and it's so hard for people to tell what's up or down. So we are in a moment where we can redefine things. And I just think if folks who have the reins of this, people who have microphones and people who have influence on groups, I think if we're not careful, we can, do a lot of damage to the best of Black culture. We could do a lot of good too if we, like you said, we should jettison the nonsense. We shouldn't be fundamentalists. I think fundamentalism is one of the most destructive forces. But my point is, you should name it. You should be more sophisticated, precise, and careful, and actually name what you're talking about, which is fundamentalism, literal belief in superstitions. That is the problem.
No, I mean Christianity in of itself. We don't need religion anymore.
There's no Christianity, bro. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, that's just like saying, like, you know, Black people, like, there are all kinds of different types of Black people. There are all kinds of different types of Christianity. It's a misnomer to say there are Christianities who agree with you. Like a lot of certain Anglicans and, Unitarians, or whatever. They don't even believe in God. They're all, so I'm just saying it's imprecise. I'm just asking you to be precise. I gotta get going though.
All right. Not a problem.
This was fun.
All right, guys. What's going on, y'all? Bar is up in the building. Bar, was good, brother?
Hey, Bar.
Bar, you there? He's probably still getting things ready. No worries, y'all. All right, y'all. So I appreciate y'all for being here. Go ahead and keep tapping that screen. Now, I think Jacob, Steven, and Witness, you said you did agree with us, right?
I do agree with you.
All right, great.
Okay,
And I think Jacob is also a friendly.
Something.
I got you, Jacob. You're friendly as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a Norse pagan. I got away from Christianity because Christians worship a war god. That's what he is. You know, he has blood sacrifice. It's a horrible religion.
All right, got you. Give me 1 second. Give me one second. Witness, you said that you wanted to say something. What did you want to say?
Okay. As per my experience here in Africa, the way we experienced Christianity before I moved out of Christianity, I think Christianity is very, very destructive in a sense that it makes people psychologically compromised. When I look at my brothers and sisters here in Africa, you'll find out that, in fact, the way it came here, it came as a tool to make us docile so that we do not rebel against our colonizers. If you remember that during the time of colonization, these people, they forced some of our African brothers and sisters into forced labor, like King Leopold II. And you look at in South Africa, that side, apartheid, forced labor, even in here in Botswana, so much horrible things that happened. And then the same people who brought this religion to us, they never followed it, right? So now, these people who brought it to us, they never followed this religion that they forced upon our people. And looking at the consequences of it right now, or the repercussions of it right now, looking at the state of our people are psychologically compromised because we even hate our own culture here, particularly Christians, because there are some of our people who are still practicing cultural practices, and it is demonized by Christians. In fact, they will even hate you, even your family members. It is that bad. You try to have your own thinking outside the box, and say, "Oh, I'm no longer a Christian anymore." Even your family will hate you. That is the level of psychological compromisation our people right now are having due to this religion that has been imposed on us. Gotcha. So I think we had everything. That we had our own culture, our way of living.
Gotcha.
Before this,
hey, witness, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because we do have someone an opposition to the stage. Before we do that, Bar, you there yet? You good? You can hear us, Bar? All right, y'all. We're gonna.
Okay, I don't think Bar's by the phone yet.
I don't think he's by the phone. Yeah, we'll give him a few more minutes.
Yeah, I'm like, when I was just curious. Witness, are you from South Africa?
I'm from Botswana.
Okay, where is that at?
It's in the middle of South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Namibia.
So is it a part of South Africa, or is it like a separate country?
It's an independent country. It's a separate country.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. All right, cool. All right, praise abundance. How's it going, abundance? Are you at least 18? Are you Christian? Well, you said you were in the chat. So you are 18, you are Christian, and it looks like you are a black man. Is that right, abundance? Abundance. You're in the comments talking, but you're not talking in the mic.
Abundance.
Let me invite him to unmute.
Abundance. Yes, guys, how are you?
There we go. All right,
yes,
cool.
How are you?
All right, cool. So
I'm from Kenya.
Yeah. Great. You're from Kenya. All right, cool. Now, why should black people be Christian? Why should black people be Christian?
Pardon? First of all, I'm from Kenya, and I used to be a drug addict.
My friend, hold on. I'm glad that you're not a drug addict anymore. My question is, why should black people be Christian?
That's why I'm giving you That's why I'm just giving you my testimony first. Yeah.
No. We don't care about personal testimony. We care about facts, evidence, everything like that, right? It's great that you're not a drug addict anymore. That's all good and well. But why should black people be Christian? Because your personal testimony.
That's why I'm telling you my testimony is this.
Right. Abundance. Hold on. I don't think you understand what I mean. All right. Let me just
give me a time.
I got you. Let me just explain what I mean. Your personal testimony is not a reason I should be Christian. That's the reason you should be Christian. I'm asking why. What's the reason that all of us black people should be Christian? Your personal testimony is for you. I'm talking about us.
Exactly.
Okay. Jesus didn't come for only for blacks. He came to save the world. Okay. That's what I was saying in John 3:16.
God, so if that was the case, how come he didn't go ahead and go and come to Africa before he went to the Middle East?
You know, even if you read the books of Acts of Apostles.
The what?
Have you ever read the Bible?
I've read the Bible. My question is, why didn't Jesus simply, if he came to save the whole world, that's all going to work. He came to save the whole world. Apparently, he's all powerful. Great. So how come he just didn't go ahead and appear to people in Congo and Kenya before he appeared to the people in the Middle East?
Israel, if you read the Bible, you understand where salvation came. It started from Israel.
Okay, so some
Jews.
foreign people.
The Bible says Jews to
all right, so the Jews
to Gentiles.
All right, so the foreign people are the saviors of the world. Why are some foreign white folks the saviors of the world?
No, you have to understand this, yeah.
No. You said that salvation comes from Israel. Why is some foreigner our salvation?
It starts from Jews, then it came to the Gentiles.
Right. Why are the Jews the magic people? That's what I'm asking. Why are the Jews the magic people?
You have to understand this, yeah.
I already understand. Why are the Jews the magic people?
You have to understand the Bible from the beginning.
Abundance. I've read the Bible. My father is a pastor. I understand all this. My question is why? Why do we have to believe that the Jews, some foreign people that have nothing to do with us, are the salvation of the planet? Why should we believe that?
No, you can't question God, because that's the plan of God.
All right,
that's the plan for God for
abundance. Once again.
Yes.
Why should I hold on?
If I ask you,
abundance, hold on.
If I ask you,
abundance, why should I believe that? That's the question. Why should I believe that?
Exactly.
You can't. Okay, you can't believe, but there is an helper, that is the Holy Ghost, to make you believe that. Even myself, to get born again, is the Holy Ghost that drove me to salvation. You know. So if you are born again, you'll understand this. That's why Jesus told man was called
abundant. It should not matter if you're born.
Listen first, yeah. Just listen to me.
I've been listening. Hold on.
Yeah, I've been listening to this.
Yeah, because we've been listening. So I'm just gonna direct it in the right direction. What the Bible says and God's quote knowledge should not depend on whether or not we are born again or not. That's not how that works.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, facts are facts, regardless if we're born again or not. So if your Bible and religion are true, that would be able to be verifiable through empirical evidence, regardless if we were born again Christians or not.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
You can respond now, abundance. Why he left?
Okay, I didn't drop him.
Yeah, I didn't leave him.
Oh yeah, I didn't drop him. I'm like, I even sent him a request to unmute.
Yeah, I didn't drop him either. All right. Well, we know how that goes. Folks be afraid. What's going on, Caddy?
What's going on, bro?
Hey, Caddy.
How are you?
But yeah, I'm like, why do Christians go down that? Because what he was saying was a bunch of nonsense. Like, let's just get to the nitty-gritty.
Sure.
Definitely a bunch of nonsense.
You know, the Abrahamic had
That is the level.
understand.
That is the level of compromisation, psychological compromisation our people are at right now. You see, that is one example.
Well, yeah, we know that even here, and like in the States, honey, ethnic Black Americans, we have the same problem. And Volcy is Haitian, and clearly, one of the things that Volcy and I have talked about is the high Christianity of both Black people in the Caribbean and Black Americans in particular.
Sure.
Exactly. All right, guys, let's see if Bar has gone to his mic yet. Bar, you there, bro? All right, Bar hasn't gotten to his mic yet.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. There he is, Bar.
Oh, there you are, Bob. What's goody, Bob?
Hey,
Yeah,
Bar, appreciate you, bro.
My phone wasn't charging.
Okay, that's why. All right, well, I'm on my computer now doing all this. I can't change the scene yet, but hey, Bar, appreciate you for being here. I was trying to change the setup, but couldn't do it yet. But we're just taking.
You live on your computer?
I'm live on my computer, yeah. The reason why I wanted to get guests from over on the YouTube. All right, let me just do this quick. All right, y'all. Quick shout out to me if you're watching me from YouTube. If you're watching me on Twitch, quick shout out to you as well. Thank y'all so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining me on the Deconstruction Junction. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me on my own personal channel, Volcy Thoughts. Y'all are wonderful. Remember, the link to join in is pinned. So the panel will be able to hear you because I don't have a call line today, but the panel will be able to hear you if you join in the link. All right, so join that link. I appreciate you all for being here. Thank y'all so much. And my co-host Bar here, y'all. Yeah, give a quick shout out to Bar, the co-host. I don't have the sound effects for the hand clap, but y'all make sure to clap that. There it is. All right, y'all. We're gonna go ahead and keep talking and moving.
Not the sound effects.
We're gonna go ahead and keep talking and moving. We're definitely gonna get Steven and Caddy into the conversation as well. All right, we have Though on the line. Though, how's it going? Though, you are live. Are you? It looks like with that picture, you are Christian. I'm assuming Catholic or Orthodox. Is that right?
Yes, I'm Orthodox.
Orthodox. All right, cool. All right. So we don't believe that Black people should be Christian. Are you at least 18? Or are you a Black person?
Yes, I'm 22. I'm old. I'm Black.
All right, great. Why should wait, hold on, you're Black Orthodox. Oh my God, that's amazing. Ethiopian or Greek?
Yeah, Ethiopian.
Or Ethiopian Orthodox. All right, cool. We'll let Bar run this one. Bar, you there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, cool. All right, so why should Black people be Christian though?
All right, so this is my argumentation. So Black people should be Christian, should have a unified value system, right? A unified value, unified morals, right? In that sense, once you have a unified value, unified morals, you can build on that system to, what would I say? Eliminate the lines of borders in the land of Africa, because currently Africa is being infested with tribalism, and matter of fact, the whole Black people are infested with tribalistic tendencies, right? So what I would propose is that the moral sets, the moral values of the Christian worldview should be the grounding set, and I think the moral values and the moral set of the Christian is superior to all other worldviews.
All right. Why do you believe that? Because even you being from being Ethiopian Orthodox, wait, are you Ethiopian?
No, no, I'm not Ethiopian.
Because you sound
I'm
like
Jamaican.
You sound like you're from the islands. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not Rastafari, but like
no,
when it comes to
Rastafari, have nothing to do with
it. I got you. All right, so when it comes to
saying, can I ask where you're from though?
He's from Jamaica. All right, so when
Jamaican, okay,
yeah, because most Jamaicans are not most, but like him being Ethiopian Orthodoxism is kind of interesting. But
yeah, I've been hearing about. I've heard a lot of some things about Rastafari.
The church has been here since
all right, hold on,
50 years ago.
All right, though, hold on, listen. All right, so you said that Christianity has superior worldviews and morals to everybody else. How do you explain the entire Old Testament then?
There's nothing wrong with it. Do you have an argument against it?
Yes, slavery,
There's nothing wrong with
genocide.
Hold on.
No,
You
I'm
said
not holding on.
slavery?
Slavery and genocide.
Okay, by what criteria they are wrong? Give me that.
By what criteria? The fact that they harm humans?
Yeah, that's not a criteria though. That's
Yes, it is.
subjective. That's subjective.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
It's not. It's not.
Listen.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though. Hold on, no. Let me ask you a question though. Let me ask you a question. Does your God want to harm humans?
You can come off of mute though.
I'm going to say harm is subjective to anyone. So
that's not what I'm asking you, bro.
That's
what I'm asking you, bro. Does your God like or want to harm humans?
I also want to call this out. It's not
why are they muting me?
Though, because you're not answering the question. We need you to be precise. Answer the question. All right. No, God doesn't want to harm humans. Does God want us to harm each other?
Based on the Christian worldview, no.
Okay, so if that's the case, give me a second. All right, so if that's the case, though, me saying that these things harm each other, even according to you, is not subjective. Even according to what you just said, God doesn't want humans to be. Hold on, wait, hold on. God doesn't want us to harm each other. He doesn't want to harm us either. If that's the case, ordering slavery and genocide will go against that, his own morals, according to you.
No. Here's why. We give a reason why. Because
are you going to justify slavery and genocide?
Can I talk?
You can talk. Respond to what I said.
Okay, I'm gonna give you why. Because you said it's depending on the worldview of us. If you're using the Christian worldview and your Christian ideology on these topics, there's no would I say opposing worldview that can say it is wrong to do this and wrong to do that.
Yes,
you're saying let me talk. Just let me talk. Just let me finish. Right? You're saying it's wrong, but you're not using a Christian worldview. You're using a outside worldview to critique my worldview on why it's wrong.
I'm like, no, slavery is objectively wrong.
I've not finished and I've been muted, so let me talk.
I'm like, I've been letting you talk.
But I've been muted. I haven't finished my point.
All right, so we already
finish.
We already got to
because mods and the host have the right to interject.
Yeah. So I need you
to. So I can't finish a point. I can't interject any minutes, right?
You can finish the point. You said from the Christian worldview, it would not be wrong, but any other worldview cannot tell you to be wrong. Number one, that's wrong. That's just factual. Hold on, wait. That's just factually incorrect because other religions exist, my guy. So that's hold on. I'll let you talk. I'll let you talk. So
stop interrupting the host.
So though you said that that these things can't be shown. These can be shown to be wrong under the Christian worldview, but not any other worldview. Number one, that's wrong because under the Christian worldview, which includes the Old Testament, slavery is fine. Number two, and God ordered genocide. So those wouldn't be wrong under the Christian worldview because God ordered them. That's number one. But number two, even if you were to doubt that, which is fine, what I would say is that other religions exist.
Hold on, repeat what I said.
Hold on. Hey, though, you gotta stop doing that, bro.
I'm gonna get you interrupt mods or the hosts. I'm gonna drop you.
I'm saying I didn't hear what he said. That's why I said repeat what he said.
All right, so that's crazy if you didn't hear what I said because I was talking for like 30 seconds. All right, so your claim was that under the Christian worldview, you can show how things like slavery and genocide are wrong, and no other worldview can show that. That's incorrect. Number one, even under Christianity, it wouldn't be wrong because God ordered slavery, God ordered genocide, and He condoned slavery. Number one. But number two, even if you were to doubt that those things are misinterpreted another way, the fact of the matter is other religions exist. So they can say these things are wrong. So you can't say other worldviews can't say that. That's just factually incorrect because other religions exist. Number three, if you're simply talking about specifically my worldview that doesn't include a God, I can still say it's wrong, even if it's subjective, because I may have a subjective standard, but the consequences of what we're looking at are objective. Slavery is objectively harmful. So I can call it wrong. Even under the auspice of my subjective standard of well-being, inequality, and pro and negative social consequences, even under those subjective standards, objectively, slavery can be shown to be harmful. So I can say it's wrong.
But here's the thing, Volcy, I don't think you understood him. I think what he was saying is, like in the Christian worldview, it's not wrong because it's in the Bible, so it's justifiable, and that's exactly what I got from it.
I don't want you to impede on what I said. If you want to know what I said, just let me say it. I don't want you to interpret what I said. So I will combat what the host said, right? So he's saying, subjectively, he can determine objective standards, right? But yeah, the objective standards have to be on universal. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
So basically, you said that these subjective inductions, right, are based on objective standards of harm. That is the whole entire argument. That harm is objectively wrong. However, subjectively, harm is different person to person. For example, I will give a perfect example of this. If you said harm is what determines a thing wrong, that's what you said, right? So that's strong. I'm stealing money, right?
Say that again.
Harm is objectively harmful.
Listen, can I talk to the host, please?
I got you. That depends on what we're talking about.
Okay, so depends. So harm is what determines wrong. That is what you're saying?
Not necessarily. It's more than that, but that could be one of them. Harm.
I want to understand.
Let's go with harm. Let's go with harm. Hold on, give me a second. Multiple things can determine what's wrong. Multiple things, but let's go with harm.
Okay. I will go with harm. That's one criteria that he gave, right?
That's one criteria.
I'm gonna give you a perfect example why harm is not a perfect determination of what is wrong and what is right.
I didn't say it was, but go ahead.
What is objective, right?
No, I said the consequences are objective.
Oh, the consequences. All right, let me give you the consequences.
I'm gonna call because I want to add to that, right? So
let me just answer the whole point. Why are you interjecting every minute?
I've been interjecting because I haven't even got a chance to interject. I've been letting you speak and respond to the host the entire time. Because it's not my live, obviously, but I am a mod. So here is the thing, right? If you have a child and that child, let's say, touches a stove, and it's hot, is that child objectively burnt?
That's the consequences of an act.
Yeah. But the harm that touching the stove cause is objective, and and objectively, you need to do something to alleviate the pain that the child may feel.
All right, let me give you an example.
Teach that child to not touch the stove because it's objectively
let me give you an example of the fire, right? I will give you an next example.
Hold on. Why give me a second. Though. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Give me a second. Hey, Abundance, you gotta go on mute, man, because you have a bad echo. I'm not sure what's going on. You're in the Matrix or something like that. All right, and I want to co-host with Bar. So in a few moments, I may drop everybody and bring everybody back up because I want them to co-host. But Bar, you can go ahead and talk anytime that you want because I'm co-hosting with you. All right, let's keep on going. Though, what you were saying, keep going.
All right, so I was saying I wasn't going to give an argument to refute that subjective idea. All right, I am not saying a person subjectively is wrong, right? I'm saying the standard by which it determines that thing is wrong, right? So if harm is subjective to person, you're giving an example of fire, touching a fire, and it's burning during a person. That person have experienced that thing to determine that a thing is harmful to him. Right, so let's give me a next example. If my wife is pregnant, she doesn't know the consequences of pregnancy, right? But the pregnancy can harm them, right? It's a question, yes or no?
Oh, can a pregnancy harm a woman?
No, I'm talking to Kay. Whatever she wanted.
I'm like pregnancy.
Can it harm them?
Yes, objectively, that is
no.
A fact.
I don't want to explain. I'm just asking a yes or no. So if it can harm them, but but those same people still go through that same type of experience, even though it's harmed them, correct?
I'm like,
sure what you're
but
saying.
that's besides the point because
you see that? You see that? That sounds what I'm saying. Harm is different
it's
from
not.
person to person.
It is
All right,
not
so
different from
no,
person because there are things
okay,
that
so now I will address
objectively
the
are
host point.
harmful.
Hey though. Once again, I talked about the consequences, correct?
Yeah, I just gave a consequence.
No, yeah, the consequence of pregnancy is a child
Can
being
lead to
born.
death, right?
Right, a child being born.
And
Right.
can
So I'm
lead
talking
to
about.
loss of.
So
Loss of blood, right?
though, I'm literally talking about the consequences of something that happens. Yes, within pregnancy, things can happen to cause a woman to either lose her life or lose the baby. Like that does happen. Those things that happen are harmful, but that doesn't mean that pregnancy in of itself is harmful.
Hold on. So
pregnancy,
now you're changing.
Pregnancy in of itself, hold on. Pregnancy in of itself can be harmful. Yes, it can.
But it's not. But
but pregnancy is not a moral.
Of it is not
right. But that's not more.
So hold on. You're saying the consequence of it is not wrong, right?
Though the problem with your example is that's a false equivalence. Pregnancy is not about morals, bro.
All right, name the false equivalence in the argument.
Because pregnancy is not about morals, my guy.
Pregnancy to slavery. And which is a moral issue.
Right. So everybody pause. Though pregnancy is a biological process that women go through. That's not morals.
Okay.
So it's a false equivalence.
Okay. All right. Let me give you a perfect example of why appealing to biology doesn't work here, because
you're the one appealing to biology. You said a pregnant woman.
You said a biology.
You're the one talking about biology. You said
biological is a biological process.
Listen. I didn't finish.
No.
Finish my sentence.
Though. Hold on. Though you're the one who brought up pregnancy and trying to equivocate that with morals. Pregnancy is a biological process, not about morals. So trying to use this as you can't use harm as a way to say what's moral or not, because a biological process can be harmful. These are not the same thing, bro. We're talking about morals. I'm talking about biology.
Okay, cool.
And you're disingenuous to even compare those two things.
I heard you. However, harm is objective, right?
I said the consequences are objective.
Harm is not objective.
Yes, the
harm is subjective.
I understand what you're saying. The consequence of harm is that objective?
The consequences are objective. Yes.
Does that differ, or that is the justification differ based on the categories?
What?
Meaning said biology is a category. Work is a category.
Are you comparing biology to
oh my God. Can you shut up?
These are going to be different things, right?
No,
like,
I understand these are different categories, right?
Listen, don't tell me to shut up.
Hold on, he said to shut up.
I'm gonna shut
her to shut up.
Yeah, he said shut up.
Don't
tell her that.
I'm gonna tell you. Because now I'm gonna shut you up. Because why would you even think that it's okay to talk to me like that?
Yeah, my bad, kid. I didn't hear that. I would have dropped him if I heard that.
I didn't hear.
No, we're not bringing you back up. We're gonna bring you back up when you apologize in the comments. Apologize in the comments, and then we'll bring you back up. Well, how about that? Apologize for being disrespectful to my mod, and then you can come back up. How about that?
Because I didn't hear initially until Nikki had said that. I'm sorry. Is your name Nikki?
No, this is Lawrence.
Lawrence. Hi.
All right. Hi. My apologies. The reason why I want to get across
God's children can't control themselves, and that's why they always have to apologize. That's why they always have to say sorry, because they can't. They're like their God. They can't control themselves. They don't have self-control. That's why they always have to go around apologizing. No, I've never said sorry, because everything I do is on purpose. I don't tell bitches sorry at all.
Oh, so hold on.
Shit come out my mouth. It come out on purpose.
Did you call her a bitch?
No, I called you a bitch. But shit come out of my mouth could do it on purpose. I don't say sorry, because everything I do, I do on purpose.
All right, Key, I apologize for what I said. But the reason I want to get across my point is because I interject when I'm going to do my point. I am specifically saying categories. Okay. Biology is a category. Physics is a category. Optics is a category, right? You understand what I'm saying, host? But the consequences of these things, the objective consequence of this harm is wrong, correct?
No.
You said the consequences of harm is wrong. That is what you said.
It's not what I... Oh my God.
Did you not say the consequences of harm is wrong?
Wrong is about morals. Good and bad is what you're talking about. All right. Yes, the consequences of harm are bad things, but when we talk about morals, that's when we use right and wrong. You understand that, right?
All right, I understand what you're saying. I'm asking: Is slavery bad or good?
Slavery is bad and it's wrong.
Okay. So let me continue what I was saying, right? Because
I'm trying to get to where to our point here. Why should black people be Christian?
I think I already gave that in my introduction.
Well, and you said it's because it's the truth.
No, because it's superior.
Right, you said it's superior. Great, it's not
superior. It is superior worldview compared to other. All right, what's your standard for that? Based on what standard?
Based on
you made the claim. You should be able to tell us how it's a superior worldview.
He is even. Listen.
Sir, you made the claim. How is it a superior worldview than any other?
Listen, let me speak.
Sir,
Please
tell us how it's a superior worldview.
Tell us how it's a superior worldview.
Yeah, so this is how it works, though. I'm gonna let you speak, but this is how it works, though. If you make a claim without evidence, I'm gonna dismiss this without evidence because all you said is a superior worldview. So you made that without evidence. So I'm gonna say it's not without evidence. So now you have to show your reasoning or your evidence of what makes Christianity superior.
So you want me to? So you want, because I made a positive claim, you want me to justify it, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll justify why it's superior worldview. Based on current standing, based on current ideas or ideologies circulating in the Western Hemisphere, can you say that the idea of rights, the idea of liberty come from any other worldview from other than the Christian worldview?
Yes.
Give me which worldview is that?
Enlightenment.
Enlightenment come from the Christian worldview?
No, it doesn't.
Where did enlightenment?
Enlightenment came from criticizing Christianity and all religions. It came from criticism of that.
No, enlightenment came from. Listen, enlightenment came from the rationalization from the Christian worldview. They used the Christian standard of right and wrong to rationalize things.
No, they didn't. They actually criticized Christianity, human and all of them.
No, I'm not saying they didn't criticize. No, I'm not saying they didn't criticize. I'm saying they used the Christian worldview to criticize other things. That is what I'm saying.
No, they used the Christian worldview to criticize Christianity. What are you
exactly. So hold on. They use the Christian ideas. Listen, hold on, okay. Let me speak. They use the Christian idea of right and wrong, build the premises on those specific moral values, and criticize other worldviews.
Listen.
That's not how that happened.
The Enlightenment critics of Christianity, bro. There were few who weren't.
I know.
All right, so
you're not understanding.
No, I'm understanding what you're saying. You're saying that they use Christianity in order to criticize other worldviews, but they didn't. They criticized Christianity specifically. Matter of fact, a lot of their worldviews came from criticism of Christianity. So you can't say, hold on, wait. So then that you're wrong. Then you can't say they use a Christian worldview to criticize. Hold on, though. You cannot say that the Enlightenment came from Christianity because they used the Christian worldview, and at the same time say that they criticized the Christian worldview. That means that they weren't using Christianity then.
All right, let me ask you a question. Let me demonstrate why that is the case. Did the idea of rights came?
As a matter of fact, though, no. There are other worldviews out there that
I know that.
Hold on, wait though. You said the first thing you said was about equality, right? Is that the first thing that you said about Christian worldview?
Yes. Can you, other than the Christian worldview, can you demonstrate any other worldview that specifically give the idea of human right, equality?
The Christian worldview doesn't give the idea of that. Your God was a supremacist.
Yes, human.
Right?
Yeah. In fact,
your God was a supremacist. He only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. God and Jesus. Right.
Yeah, and that's in your Bible. So don't give us that. The reality is this: your Bible, like she said, your God was
give me your own. You're giving me your own interpretation of a sketch.
No, not that's what the scripture says. The scripture says
my interpretation of it.
The scripture says that he only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Listen. This is what I'm saying.
No. He only came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's not an interpretation.
I'm like, you are black. You're not the lost sheep of Israel, so therefore he did not come for your black.
You're a Gentile.
It doesn't matter what you thought.
Everybody pause. Everybody pause. No, listen to what I'm saying too, because it seems like you don't understand the lady's argument. You're saying that hold on, no, you're not. You don't. You're saying that Christianity promotes human rights. We're saying that it does not, because it clearly says that Jesus came for the chosen people. God is a supremacist.
I really didn't say that. I said human rights, liberty comes forth from.
It doesn't.
It does not.
Okay.
It does not.
I will give you an argumentation why that is the case.
Let me ask you a question though. Before Christianity, was there ever a nation that had a code of human rights?
Yeah.
So saying that human rights came from Christianity. Hold on. So you just disproved your own argument.
No, because they have their own. No,
you did.
Listen.
You simply said no. There's nothing to answer. You literally said that there are other cultures that had codes of human rights before Christianity. So your entire argument that human rights came from Christianity is bullshit.
All right, can I answer now?
You can try to answer. If you're gonna backtrack, sure. Unless you're
I'm going to demonstrate.
Then you're just wrong. No, you can't answer. You're just wrong.
I'm going to demonstrate.
You're just wrong, bro. You're just wrong. Because you literally already admitted that there are cultures who had concepts of human rights before Christianity. That means saying that human rights came from Christianity is bullshit. You're wrong.
No, I didn't argue that they had a concept. You're asking for if they had human rights in their moral code.
Did they have a concept of human rights in their code? Yes or no?
Yes.
Then what you're saying is bullshit. Human rights didn't come from Christianity.
All right, I'm gonna show you. Let me demonstrate.
No, don't show me anything. Move on to your next thing. You're wrong already.
You don't want me to argue.
You're wrong already. You admitted it. You're wrong.
All right, let me demonstrate why that's not the case.
All right, so are you saying that so you're not saying that human rights came from Christianity?
No, I'm saying that the idea of human rights did come forth from human.
But you already admitted that there were concepts of human rights before that.
And then we're using the modern concept. We're using the modern ideas of what human rights are.
That didn't come from Christianity either.
No, listen what I'm saying. Just listen.
Our modern concept of human rights did not come from Christianity, my God.
And that Christianity as a concept is against human rights. As a concept.
All right.
So what are you talking about?
Let's let him go. Go ahead. Let's let him go. Go ahead.
All right. The idea of human rights. Can we agree that the idea of human rights evolved over a period of time?
Yes.
Okay,
yes, but that doesn't mean it came from Christianity.
Yes, it has evolved over time.
Okay.
And our modern version didn't come from Christianity either, bro. But
I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying the modern version came forth from Christianity. It came forth from the branch, the general idea of human right. Right? The general idea of human right. And they have
it did not come from Christianity. As a matter of fact, Christianity
is against it.
As a matter of fact, Christianity took a lot of its commandments from like the Code of Hammurabi, the 42 Laws of Ma'at, which predated Christianity. It's not a claim. We can actually see it in there. We can actually see it in the Code of Hammurabi.
Anyway, we're going off topic, right?
You're actually not going off topic. We're not. Wait a minute. We're not going off topic, right?
Because
because you're saying that Christianity invented this shit, and we can see that they did not. We can see that they did not. That is exactly what you're saying.
I'm sorry. Everybody pause. Let's get these arguments together real quick. Though we clearly hear you said that human rights came from Christianity. Is that not what you're saying?
I never said that. I said
yes, you did. The replays are on, right, Volcy?
The replays are on, yeah. So we can definitely hear you say that. All right. So though that's what we heard you say. Are you saying something else now?
No, let me steal my what I said. Let me clarify what I said.
No. Everybody. Okay, so you want to clarify what you said. All right. Please clarify, because the idea of human rights are not from Christianity. That's bullshit. So please clarify what you were saying.
That bullshit? All right. Let me clarify what I said. The worldview. The worldview.
Go ahead, though. It's you. Go ahead.
Okay. The Christian worldview is superior to all other worldviews, right? That is what I said, right?
Because of why?
Listen, From said worldview, all ideas which are prevalent in the West came forth from. Right. I never said it
Incorrect.
invented.
That's
I never
incorrect.
said it
Right, that's incorrect.
Did I say I never said it invented it?
I understand though. I get what you're saying though.
Did though.
You did, but I get what you're saying though. I get what you're saying now. You're saying that all of the pro-social ideas that the West has right now are
is grounded on the Christian ideas of right.
It's not.
Wrong. Okay.
But it's not.
Okay,
But
that's
I
a
want
claim.
to call this
Okay,
out.
listen, that's a claim, but I will continue my argumentation, right? I'll give you a reason why.
All right. So Christians should be, black people should be Christian because it's somehow superior. Why isn't Yoruba superior to Christianity?
Repeat what is it?
Your claim is that black people should be Christian because the worldview is superior to everybody else. What is inferior? What is inferior about Yoruba religion? What's inferior about it?
I don't know what religion is. Can you give me a
okay, great. What is all right? Great. You're from Jamaica. What is inferior about Obia?
Obia?
What's inferior about it?
What's inferior about it?
Yeah. What's inferior about Obia? About Voodoo? About Santeria? About Pakanga? What's inferior about any of those?
Because they go against the foundational set of the Caribbean moral set and values.
No, it doesn't.
What is the foundational set of Caribbean morals and values? What's the can you tell us?
Voodoo, right?
Zoe, what is the foundational set of Caribbean morals and values?
Can I answer?
You keep saying things and you're not
the foundation that the Caribbean was built on was Christian values. Was Christian values. The Christian values is the foundation of the Caribbean. Is that wrong?
No, that is wrong because
that's wrong.
The foundation.
Volcy is Haitian, so I'm gonna let you talk to that.
Yeah. So the foundation.
What's the foundation? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Rance.
Yeah.
I can hear you, Steph.
I can hear you, Bar. So though the foundation of the Caribbean was slavery.
That's not what they're talking about. We're talking about morals here.
Slavery.
We're talking about
slavery,
morals
which is what Christianity comes from.
Listen.
More slave ships went to the Caribbean from Africa than they came to the U.S. More slave ships. That's where the majority of the slaves were dropped off. Stop interrupting me. I know you hear me talking. I know you hear me talking. You should go drink you some water because your mouth is mealy or something. But the majority of slave ships that came from Africa went to the Caribbean, right? It was founded on slavery. So I'm not sure when you say it was founded on Christianity, it's because it was populated with slaves.
Yeah, I'm like, and Christianity and black people became Christian in the Caribbean the same way they came to the U.S. because it was given to them through slavery, through indoctrination. I'm like, and that goes to a point that I was going to make earlier.
Can we also say that about the democratic system?
Do you hear her talking? Do you hear
me talking?
I don't understand what your problem is. Is it the Wi-Fi over there or something?
But yeah, so here is the reality, right? It came there, so I'm like through slavery, and that I'm like, in fact, and that was a white supremacist talking point, the democratic system. I'll address that later, but it came to black people in the Caribbean the same way as it came to us as Black Americans. It came through slavery. That is how you got Christianity in the Caribbean. And the fact of the matter is, right, when you came up here and you were saying that Christian worldviews are superior to other worldviews, and you wanted to talk about morals, the first thing that Volcy asked you about was Christianity. And yet you have not, and yet in the Bible, it justifies enslavement. So I'm like, and the book that you are defending was used to justify both your and my ancestors. So I find it interesting that you're trying to argue the fact that Christian morals are superior, and that morals and the ideology of like morals in the modern context came from Christianity, when we already debunked that to be true. It came from actually criticizing Christianity, because Christianity actually is anti human rights, like the fact I just brought up with slavery. That's like how Christians often treat members of the LGBTQ community, how it describes women. Um, it exactly proves that Christianity as a concept is very anti-humane. It's anti-human rights. Able to watch your Bible.
Now
So
you
go
can
ahead.
respond, though. Now you can respond.
Okay.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. I was inviting you on mute. My bad. Go ahead.
All right, I will ask one question.
Sure.
One simple question. The democratic system that was inherited by the West, is that from the colonizers as well?
That's from
No,
the
that
Greeks.
actually came from Greek, but also it
It's from
came from Black people fighting for our rights as well.
The democratic system, is that from the colonizers?
No, it's
It
from the
came
Greeks.
from Greece.
Okay. Who popularized democracy?
Who popularized it?
Greece.
Yeah, Greece.
That's where it came from.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The
There's a
foundation
difference
of
between
every
origin
democratic
and
system.
popularization. There's a
The
difference.
foundation of every democratic system now is from the Greek democratic system.
Let me ask you a simple question.
Okay.
So, you
So all
misunderstand.
right, I got you. You're saying how did it come across the planet, right?
Yes.
You realize that other civilizations outside of Europe already had a democratic system, like they understood what democracy was.
I'm talking about liberal democracy, not the different type of democracy, because the West has liberal democracy.
You talking about liberal democracy, like the modern one we have today?
We actually don't have liberal
is that-
democracy. The West actually does not have liberal democracy.
Do you know what a liberal democracy is?
Yeah,
I do,
actually.
and we don't have that.
No. Do you know what liberal? Can you give me can you say?
Are you talking about liberal democracies like a representative political system, fair multi-party elections, constitutional protections of individuals' rights, et cetera, et cetera?
Representation.
Yeah.
Representation of people.
Yeah. That didn't come from the colonizers either. Like they didn't have that until later. Hold on.
Let me give it.
I'm explaining.
Okay, talk.
That didn't come from the colonizers either. That came like way later. Like much after colonial. After the split of Africa, like they didn't even give us that. That came way later. Let me see around the years that it came.
In the United States, let me give you an example. In the United States, the different federal states, right? Did those states elect their representative?
Yeah, they did.
The elites.
I'm asking about. Hold on, wait.
Okay,
no. What I'm asking about liberal democracy. What you're talking about? We didn't get that from the colonizers either. That didn't come until way later, until after like colonialism.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying. The liberal democracy, because we have a more advanced version of it today, right?
But the idea, but the idea of having representation in government,
representation of government was way back in the colonizers period.
Right. It was in the colonizers period, and
so
right. I understand that. What I'm saying is that Africans had a version of that already. Africans had a version of that. The Chinese had a version of that. We all had a version of that.
You mean the chieftain system in the African system?
Yeah. The chieftain system, and they also had like village elders, people that they could talk to, et cetera. We already had a system with democracy.
I read about that, but I don't remember. I don't remember.
Though what I'm trying to say is that we already had systems of democracy. What the colonizers came up with was like constitutions. What they came up with was constitutions, right? We didn't have a constitution because like we didn't need one. We all understood that we're all here together. Right? Though you hear me talking, right? All right.
Okay.
So what the colonizers came up with was constitutions, like writing down what rights they had. When it came to like us as African people, it was already intuitive to us. We already had the idea. So we didn't need to write it down, right? That's a difference. But the thing is, what we're talking about is that what makes Christianity superior, none of this stuff comes from Christianity at all.
No, I'm not. Look, it seems as if I'm come up here on a misunderstanding, Because I've been constantly interrupted. I can't even get across a clear point.
All right, let's do this. All right, everybody pause me real quick. I'm sorry, let's take a quick pause because Caddy is up here, Bar is up here, Steven is up here, and I want them into the conversation as well. They're all ready to get into the conversation. I'm pretty sure.
People at once,
I got you, but I know they want to talk about.
Up!
I don't know why it's so hard for him.
The fuck is wrong with you?
All right, guys.
If you do that, I'm like, though, if you do that again, I'm gonna drop you.
All right, so quick pause, everybody. Quick pause, quick break. Thank you, everybody, for joining me up here. I do appreciate y'all for being here. If you're watching me over on Deconstruction Junction, once again, y'all, the link is pinned to join. The panel will be able to hear you. So the link to click it, the link to pin. Whew, the link to join is pinned. I appreciate y'all for being here. If you're watching me over on Volcy Thoughts, thank y'all so much. Big win on those numbers today. To join, go ahead and join the link. It is pinned to the top. And if you're watching me over from Black Atheist Rants, the link to join is pinned as well there. Thank you for watching me over on Twitch. I appreciate y'all. And on Facebook, I appreciate y'all as well. Remember to follow and the panel. Follow Bar, follow Caddy, follow Lords where it says My Naked Eye, follow K, follow Steven. Gift them up as well. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Let's continue the conversation. All right, though. So what we're on right now is what exactly makes Christianity superior, and I want to get Bar or Caddy in on this as well. What exactly makes Christianity superior?
Volcy, I'm like, one of the people in the comments asked how much to drop.
Oh, it's a Panther gift. If you gift the Panther Claw, we drop the guest. So go ahead and look for the Panther Claw, and if you have that, we'll go ahead and drop the guest. But until that happens, though, tell us how is Christianity superior? Oh, Panther guest is already there. All right.
Bye, though. I'm like, oh God, I've been waiting to do that for so long. My God.
No, you already got dropped, bro. If you want to go ahead and come back up, you got to go ahead and gift the Galaxy if you want to come back up. That's what I would say. Gift the Galaxy, you can definitely come back up. Gift me a Galaxy, you can come back up if you want. If you give me a Galaxy. But all right, guys, we're waiting for another guest to join. Like I said, if you would like to join on a conversation, the link is pinned. You can join it on the StreamYard, and we will have that conversation, keep it going. All right. Well, so everybody on the panel, I think, is a friendly at this moment. So we're just waiting for Christians. Let me know what's good with y'all. What's up with y'all today?
I'm like, we got a Panther Claw. I'm like, and to drop you. So if you want to come back up, send a Galaxy.
Yeah, send a Galaxy. I'll bring you back up. Otherwise, come back on Thursday.
I'm like, I might just send a Panther Claw just so I could drop you again. Shit. Even as a mod.
Oh, bad. How y'all doing though? Y'all doing all right? All right. So over on my YouTube, you can spam that God is great all you want. I'm just gonna go ahead and block you, but the link to the link to join is pinned. So go ahead and join. What's going on, though, Bar?
Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. I was listening, and when they say things like by what moral standard is what the colonizers did wrong or whatever like that, automatically it's nothing we could say because they don't care. But I try to use people like him as a teaching moment for the people who like are on the fence and that think some of the things that he think but don't say it out loud. They need to hear him say that sick shit, and then they need to hear the response so they can be like, oh yeah, that's not right. A person like him, I would have asked him, do you think, because morality is subjective, so I have to ask you, do you think it's wrong, or do you think it's okay for people to practice the religion used to justify colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade? And it's for you to say yes or no, so I can see where, what your temperature is. And oftentimes people like him will say they don't see nothing wrong with it. And in that situation, we're literally talking to a black body with a is an Anglophiliac. They're black, but their mind is gone. Like they're in a flow state of bootlicking. There's nothing you can do to save them.
Exactly. Hey, Bar, give me 1 second. Subhuman over on the StreamYard. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hey, everybody on the TikTok. Yeah, did y'all hear him?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So,
Unfortunately.
Subhuman, can you hear the TikTok?
I cannot, but I have it open on the
Give me 1
YouTube.
second. Give me 1 second. I may know a reason why you can't. Give me 1 second. All right, now you should probably be able to hear it. Now do you hear it?
I don't.
Nobody's talking, so he probably can't hear it.
Everybody on the TikTok say mic check.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Did you hear that?
I can hear it. I can
Yeah.
hear it.
Now they can hear it. All right, cool. Now he can hear it. All right, cool. So we got you. Give me a second, Subhuman, and we have Rita on the stage. Rita, are you at least 18? And did you disagree with what we have on the board?
I am 18, and I do disagree.
Not you, Subhuman. I'm talking to Rita over on TikTok. Rita over on the TikTok. Okay. Did you disagree with what we have on the board? Rita, are you there?
Rita. Okay, we just gonna clear it.
I don't think she meant to be up here because she follows me, and usually because you have to keep the app open, that probably was a friendly.
Okay, that probably was a friendly. All right, cool, not a problem. All right, so we got Subhuman up on the stage today. He can finally hear us all. All right, Subhuman, you said that you did disagree. Why is that?
So I disagree with the prompt that said black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or BHI. I disagree with the first part that says that we shouldn't be Christian, and I kind of can't see an argument as to why we shouldn't.
All right, cool. So the argument that I always give is that it's the religion of our colonizers and our enslavers, and we shouldn't be the religion of those that colonized and enslaved us. Bar, do you want to give him a reason as well?
Well, it's going back to the first dude that was up here. Your subjective morality is going to play a part in whether or not you think it's okay for people who are black to be Christian. Because I would ask you, do you think people should practice the religion used to justify subjugation and colonization and cultural erasure of their people? Yes or no?
No, but I think I don't. Do you have any proof supporting as to how, like, the Bible can be? I'm guessing you're thinking the Bible was used to support that idea.
Yeah. So even
my bad.
So even no, you good. So it's not just the Bible; it's the Christians, because the transatlantic slave trade was created by Christians. It doesn't happen it doesn't just, people don't just out of nowhere start kidnapping and shipping people across the Atlantic, for no good reason. It's the Christians that did that. It would not have happened if not for the Christians. When you look at the Bible, and this is not Bible study, you're going to have to go and look at it for yourself. I'm not here to we don't have all day to do Bible study. There are listen to this next part. There are verses in the Bible that the colonizers used to justify their actions. Whether you agree with their interpretation is not the discussion we're having. We're talking about them using what they used, those verses, to justify what they wanted, their agenda, and they used it to basically like say it was ordained by God. That is what they did. Whether you like it or not, we can't change history. So I'm simply saying that the Christians did this, And I don't think black people should practice religions, the Abrahamic religions, because I'm against colonialism and the transatlantic slave trade and white supremacy. I'm against those things. Therefore, I must be against the religion that created it all.
Okay, so you're against it because of how people who claim to be Christian use the Bible. Do you kind of realize
it's not that they just claim, they were Christian.
Hold on. Go ahead and ask that question again.
So you're using the Bible, or excuse me, not the Bible. You're using people who claim to be Christian, which, by the way, if you use the Bible for false interpretation, anathema onto you. But you're using those people who claim to be Christian and were involved in that time of the transatlantic trade to define the trueness or reason why you shouldn't follow Christ.
Yes.
Okay, so
religions. When you look at history, religions are spread by people. There's not a single religion that's going to move anywhere if people don't move it. And so I have to judge the Christians by their actions. I can't judge the Christians based on what a few Bible verses say. I got to go off what they do. And when you look at historically what they've done, the Crusades, the Inquisitions, the transatlantic slave trade, the who? What you say?
So when you say the Crusades, for example, right? Which one are you talking? Like the ecumenical councils, like with Martin Luther,
this is
supposedly leading the church.
Listen to me. People have been unalived for not accepting Christianity. People have been forced into Christianity. Christianity has been used to justify colonization and oppression of black people. Therefore, I am against Christianity because I am against those things. That's the main point I want you to focus on. And I'm simply asking, are you against those things? Yes or no?
Against the what you said, yes. I think.
Are you against the transatlantic? Are you against the transatlantic slave trade and what they did?
Well, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, they used it for to bring us to work in this country.
Right. Have you heard of the Doom Verses?
Of the Doomsday Verses, you said?
Doom Versus. Have you heard of it?
I haven't heard of that.
So the Doom Verses is the legal religious justification to the Christians, the white European Christians. It is the authorization to go into Africa and reduce all non-Christians to slavery. That's what the church told the Christians to do. Those European Christian kingdoms and nations, the Doom Verses instructs them to go in and reduce all black non-Christians to permanent, perpetual slavery.
Okay, do you know what church or denomination this is coming out of? Because I go to a church, the Church of England, which is
the mother church. The Doom Verses church. Yeah, the Doom Verses was in the 15th. The Doom Verses was in the 15th century. The Protestant Reformation was in the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. So you don't get
that's a little bit too later.
Is it 16th? Wait, no, the Protestant Reformation is the 17th century. Yeah, that's right. So prior to the Protestant century. Yeah, prior to the Protestant Reformation, there was one mother church, and then there were schisms.
I would disagree on that too. We didn't schism from I'm part of the Episcopal Church, by the way. We didn't schism from the church. It was what it was actually called, the Protestant Reformation.
Sir, majority of Christians today and majority of Christians since the beginning have they're Catholic. Majority of Christians today are Catholic. During that time period, majority of Christians were Catholic, and ever since like the 4th century, majority of Christians have been Catholic. The dominant denomination ever since this religion became the official religion of the Byzantine Empire, the dominant denomination has been Catholicism. Always has been, always will be. Everybody else, y'all are children. Y'all are kids. Going in there and get something to eat. Y'all eating dino nuggets. They the ones with the oven controlling the fucking they controlling the thermostat in the house. You just eating dino nuggets in the back. It's levels to this.
I would say that's incorrect because we don't recognize all the councils of the Roman Catholic Church. We only recognize, depending on which traditional mainline church.
Right, so if you want, this is what I'm saying. I'm sorry. So I just got to interrupt real quick. All this is irrelevant, right? If you don't recognize those churches, all that good and well. The fact of the matter is that Christianity under colonialism went into Africa and reduced the people to slavery. The way that the majority of sub-Saharan Africa got Christianity was through colonialism and slavery. Not only that, we cannot even show it to be true. A lot of it is especially not true, like Jonah and the well. That story is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So because of these reasons, Black people should not be Christian, especially the way that it operates in the West is literally through white supremacy.
Well, slow down. You said, hold up, wait. You said you go to an Episcopal church, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. That's Protestant, right?
Yes, it is.
If you study, all Protestant denominations supported slavery, the transatlantic slave trade, and the oppression of Black people in the United States. Every single Protestant denomination supported that.
So here's where I'm going to disagree.
There's a book you can read. There's a book you can read. It's called Black Labor, White Wealth. And it talks about how all of the Protestant denominations supported and defended the oppression of Black people. So you go to a church that's Protestant, and even though the Protestant denominations, they paint themselves on this pedestal of we're nothing like the Catholics, they're the evil ones, and we branched off from them and we're doing Christianity better now. But even your church supported the enslavement of Black people, literally.
No, it didn't, because I can quote many famous saints, and I don't think Roman Catholics are evil. I don't think that Roman Catholics are damned or they're not going to hell. But if you look into it, we have multiple church leaders within the, not even Episcopal Church, the Presbyterian Church. So we have Reverend James Duncan. He was a minister of the Presbyterian Church and was an early voice during the 1776. This is one of the first years of the United States of America who voiced for immediate emancipation in the West. We have the 1818 General Assembly, the Presbyterian General Assembly, and I'm not arguing for a Presbyterian approach to this. It's just what I have as far as knowledge on this, that adopted a resolution as voluntary enslavement of humans is a gross violation of the most precious and sacred rights of human nature, as utterly inconsistent with the law of God.
Okay, so
with that being, with you saying that people who I can claim to be a Scientologist, and go to downtown DC and put people on leashes and be like, hey, I'm a Scientology and I believe in making people dogs. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that the entirety of Scientology.
Yeah. So we already understand that, right? We understand that not the entirety of Christians during that time believed in slavery. We all get that. What we're saying is that the way that sub-Saharan Africa largely got Christianity was through colonialism, oppression, and slavery. That is just a fact of reality.
So is that what you're arguing? Is that like
that's the reason why we should not be Christian, because it came through us through colonization and slavery. And number two, we do not even know if it's the truth or not. Much of it is actually not true.
Yes, there's like literal it has many manuscripts dating all the back to like the Byzantine Empire.
That doesn't make it true.
Roman. What do you mean that's not true?
No, that doesn't make it true. What I'm saying is that just because there's manuscripts doesn't mean that it's true. There's tons of manuscripts for Hinduism too. You're not a Hindu.
Right. Okay. But the Christianity God that we always argue for is a divine nature, of a divine
How do you
nature
prove
that's
that to
able
be
to
true?
interact with this world.
How do you prove that to be true?
Like which part? There's
you just
so
said.
many events that happen, divine interaction that happen with the world.
And how do you know those interactions are actually true?
It's called faith, and then
that doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it true.
So
I can have faith. I can have faith that there's a whale that lives inside the core of Jupiter.
Okay, but there's so many things in the Bible that which specific event, like the crucifixion of Jesus, I can give you.
Here's the thing that I would say, right? I think this came from either Christopher Hitchens or Richard Dawkins, even though those guys are kind of assholes. But here's a true thing that they said that I think Richard Dawkins says: ordinary claims require ordinary evidence. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Would you agree with that?
Okay, it kind of sounds vague in nature, but
it's not vague. It's not vague. When you think about it for a second, it's not vague. If I were to tell you that I have a puppy, would you argue me down that I have a puppy or not, or would you just accept that I have a puppy?
I would just accept it. Why would you lie about it? I have no reason.
Right. I have no reason to lie about it. Not only that, it's true that people have puppies. That's not really something that's we can doubt all the time. Now, if I told you that I have a puppy that grows bat wings and shoots laser out of its eyes, what are you gonna look at me like? Are you gonna just accept that, or are you gonna think I'm crazy?
Right, you're making a valuable claim.
Right, exactly. So the same thing applies to Christianity, the divine, etc., etc. How do we show these things to be true? Because someone simply saying that it happened is not enough.
Okay, so you're speaking on the divine part of the magisterium. So let's take the crucifixion and the rising of Jesus Christ from the grave, for example.
Crucifixion is fine because people were being crucified at that time. Like I don't have a huge issue. Yeah, I don't have an huge issue with the crucifixion. If you were able to actually 100% prove the crucifixion, cool. I'm fine with that. It's the powers I have an issue with. How do you show the powers?
So let's talk the resurrection, for example, right? Do you believe in someone being able to rise from the dead? Okay, so
hold on. Let's look. No, what are we doing? We're literally talking about your mythology at this point. That's not what we up here to do.
Okay, then give me a question to ask, and just let me argue that.
The question is, how do we? The question is, why should Black people be Christian? For number one, is the religion of our enslavers. Number two, we cannot show it to be true. There's nothing you can do to show Christianity to be true. I'm gonna tell you that right now. People have been doing this for 2,000 years. You're not gonna show it. You're not gonna show it on the live.
Argue that question, or am I answering the first question?
Okay, answer the first question.
Okay, so let's answer the first question. Why I think people of Black descent to be Christian. We literally have heritage within the church history, Christian church history. Like the first pope for the first Black pope, for example, was well before this even happened. What we were talking about earlier happened, which was in I think 188 AD. Was for Pope Victor the First, the first Black pope. So we have.
You don't think Black people can support white supremacy? They do it today.
What?
You don't think there are Black people who can support white supremacy? Being Black doesn't. It's not just about, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just because you have this Black pope, that don't absolve us of anything, because that didn't stop the Christians from going into North Africa and forcing them to stop worshiping their pagan deities and start worshiping Jesus Christ in the 4th century. That didn't stop that.
Okay, I'd argue that it's a good thing that they turned to the one true
they didn't
religion,
turn. See, you didn't hear me. They didn't turn. They were forced to convert. It's forced conversion. I told you when this became the religion of the Roman Empire, Jesus or die. And the Arabs did the same thing. It was literally Jesus or die. They went around destroying all of those pagan temples. They destroyed the Serapeum. They told them, this is the official religion of the Roman Empire now. Where you live is a Roman providence. Let's get it. Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior now, or you just gonna fucking die.
Okay.
That's not organic. That's not organic. That's not grassroots. That's not indigenous. That's oppressive, forced, violent.
Okay. So you're saying that because of the, and I don't even know too much about those claims. However, I do know about a little bit about the Crusades and such. But you're saying since that happened, that interaction with the people of that area during that time, that they were forced into it, that denounces the entirety of Christian people or Black people being Christian, period.
Repeat the last part, because I really zoned out when you was talking. Repeat the last part about Black people.
Okay, no, oh my goodness, man. So what you're saying with that claim of the indigenous people of that land being forced from it, and the modern day today, a Black person, just because that happened centuries ago, shouldn't be Christian because of that.
Yes,
because of that human interaction.
Because it's not just this one stage. Throughout history, whether it's North Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, the middle, the upper, the left, the right, go anywhere on the continent of Africa and look into the history of how Christianity became the official religion of that region, you'll find colonialism, you'll find forced conversion, you will find a version of imposing it, forcing it. And then it gets worse when we get later in the years, but everywhere on the continent of Africa, Christianity at some point was imposed, beat into, or forced on them, where there was no choice.
You have it. Well,
the damage has already been done, sir. The damage has already been done to the Americas and the continent of Africa when it comes to Christianity. The war is won, brother. This is just a victory lap for them.
It's not voluntary at this time, is what I'm hearing.
No, what we're trying to say is that what we're seeing at this time, the reason why it's voluntary is because of what happened before. The people were already beaten and subdued with it, and now they just accept the culture of their masters. That's the only reason. This is how brainwashing and all that always happens. Hundreds of years later, like, because we already know history is written by the victors, right? So the colonizers won, unfortunately. So right now everybody is Christian because of that. Did you hear what I said?
I said actually not, because there's a pope and ecumenical councils. I mean,
what does that mean?
You guys don't want me to pull it out. Like,
that had nothing to do with what I said, bro. What I said was
I'm saying that
hold on. The majority of sub-Saharan Africa is Christian. The majority of the Caribbean, the majority of African Americans, the majority of Black South Americans are Christian or Catholic, or Christians, like some sort of Protestant or Catholic, because of colonialism and slavery, not because we were converted by the truth or whatever. It was because of colonialism and slavery.
I'm not even arguing that, because you guys are blaming the church for people who claim, because the Bible is very clear with the 10 Commandments. You can't just go around.
We get that.
We're not doing Bible
That's
study
not
right
how Black people became Christian. Period.
That's not how we became Christian. It was forced on us.
You just
whether
told
you like it.
It was through murder.
It was through colonialism and slavery.
It was forced on people. Yes, I put it in the chat if you want to look up when it started to get forced on North Africa. It's called the Edict of Thessalonica.
And I'm going to tell you guys, it's not true Christianity.
What do you think is true Christianity or not is irrelevant, bro?
Hold on.
How is it not written? So
this is the part of
go back to the example I made earlier.
Hey, hold on. Hey, please stop. Hold on. I can't mute you. Hold on. This is the part of the conversation where the enslaved, colonized people, the people who are suffering from post-traumatic slave syndrome, they're telling us to go and read the book And I'm saying no. You want black people to go and read the book, right?
Well, actually, you're wrong. You're very much wrong here. The Bible wasn't even allowed to be read by the lay people, like the people being converted, until very later in the church. That's actually false. I can prove that.
Sir,
that's not what he said, though.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking to you like right now in 2026. You want the descendants. You want the descendants of people who have been colonized and forced into this religion to read the book for themselves, because you're saying what the white Christians did wasn't real Christianity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's you can't just go around murdering people. But you won't let me argue this because you won't let me bring up early church councils. Won't let me bring a single verse.
I know about the I know about the early church councils.
Name three councils. Three. There's like 27.
Chalcedon, Ephesus, Nicaea, Constantinople, Nicaea II. I know about the council, sir.
Okay, well, you just know about the name or what they actually did.
I know what they were about, but what I'm telling you is you're literally proving my point. All of those council meetings were held under the authority of the Byzantine Roman Empire. Every last one of them. Majority of them took place in Constantinople. Constantinople is named after Constantine. So white guy, this is Roman. Nicaea, Ephesus, Chalcedon, all of this is under the authority of the white Christians. All of it. What the doctrine that y'all have today is literally theirs. You're reading their scripture. They wrote that. They put that together.
So
whether or not Jesus Christ has two natures or not, whether he's the Father or dissimilar from the Father, all of that is theirs. They came up with all of that.
They came up with it, or was it divinely revealed to them? But
they came up with it. The council meetings. Hold up. See, now you're being disingenuous, because the council meetings are literally them getting together and arguing over what are we going to make orthodoxy. That's literally what the councils are. And after the councils close, guess what happens? They unalive and alienate the people who do not agree with the council. That's literally what happened at the close of Nicaea. Right after that, you get the Edict of Thessalonica, the Council of Ephesus. Right after the Council of Ephesus, look up the Nestorians, look up the Miaphysites, look up the Monophysites. His name is I think it's Nestorius. Nestorian. The people who did not accept the Council of Nicaea, Arian, get them out of there, cut them off.
They were excommunicated from the church. That's
exactly the people who did not accept the Council of Ephesus.
That's heresy, bro.
It's only heresy after the close. Hold up. It's only heresy after the close of the council when they declare it orthodoxy. That's when the fringe and the opposition becomes heresy, after the close of the council. Because you look at the Council of Ephesus, they argued over whether or not the Virgin Mary was the Christ bearer or the God bearer. They argued over this, and at the close of the council, Nestorian, how you say his name? Nestorian, him and all of his ilk get cut off. You get the Miaphysites. Council of Chalcedon. Jesus Christ has two. And what happened? And after the close of the Council of Chalcedon is when the white people, the white Christians, cut off Egypt, Syria, Armenia, and Ethiopia. They cut them all off after the Council of Chalcedon. And guess what happened? The Arabs rise up, and they come out with a faceless prophet, and they take over. That comes out of, I know, but I'm saying all of this stems from the councils, them fighting over the nature of Jesus and who Mary was, and which books are going to be canon and which are apocryphal. All of that is white people arguing over scripture. And 2,000 years later, here come us talking about some we following the truth. The white people Christianity ain't real Christianity, but we practicing the real shit using their Bible. All interpretations, all renditions of the Bible stem from the Sinaiticus, Vaticanus, Alexandrinus, the codices, all denominations. Listen to what I just said. All renditions, all interpretations of the Bible are a derivative of the codices originally written in Greek. The Codex Sinaiticus is Greek. Vaticanus is Greek. This is Hellenized people writing scripture, and you believe it today, thinking that you have the authentic, original, unaltered word of God. No. You have Byzantine.
A church council is not infallible, brother. The only infallible source is
you just missed all of that. You just missed, sir. The Bible,
brother. You're having to play mental gymnastics by trying to make it seem like if white people create something bad.
That's not what he said.
It's not a. It.
Bruh.
Right,
Lord have mercy.
So Subhuman, you saying that makes me want to move on because you didn't hear a word he said. He didn't say just because white people created it makes it bad. Hold on, Subhuman. He didn't say Subhuman. He didn't say just because white people created it that it's bad. He said that this theology, this spirituality, this culture was basically deified European cultures, and then it got brought to Africa. That's what he said.
Okay, and how is that supposed to be bad?
Because it's not our. What he didn't say is because white people. Yes, white people, Europeans deified their own culture, and then they spread it across the planet. What makes that bad is because, what happens is that if we're worshiping, essentially making white people our god, what happens to us psychologically?
What? Okay, ask that last part of the question over one more time.
Have you ever heard of the doll test during the civil rights movement?
No. Can you ask the question you just asked before what you just said there?
Okay, I am. This is my answer to it. You've never heard the doll test during the civil rights movement, did you?
No.
Okay. So the doll test in the civil rights movement. Hold on, listen. I'm explaining to you. The doll test during the civil rights movement, it showed that how segregation affected black children and their confidence. Essentially, they preferred white dolls over black dolls because they felt the black doll was inferior, was ugly, was nasty, etc., etc. They did another version of the doll test recently in 2013, where they showed children, 5 identical pictures of children. One was white, one was black. They told the children pick out the ugly kid, the bad kid, the misbehaved kid, and consistently they all chose the black child. This is what deifying European culture over everybody else causes. It causes you to see other cultures as inferior, as ugly, as nasty, as misbehaving, as criminal. This is what we get from that. And because Christianity, it became deified European culture and then forced on black people. Right now, you see a psychological issue with a lot of black people from Africa and the Caribbean, where being white is better or good or more moral or more white or more righteous. We see that all across the Caribbean and Africa. That was the problem.
That has nothing to do with salvation.
I know it has nothing to do with salvation, but we cannot show that to be true. So we're talking about what we can show to be true.
Subject matter jurisdiction, brother?
Yes, subject matter jurisdiction, because it's my fucking live. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying on the subject matter, which you just presented. How does that have any jurisdiction whatsoever with black people's salvation? There's no,
because we cannot show salvation to be true. So let's talk about what we actually can show to be true.
Okay, I'm kind of losing you, man. The original question is
we cannot show salvation to be true. So let's talk about what we can show to be true, which is the effects of deifying one culture over another. That's what we can show to be true. We cannot show your salvation thing to be true. So let's talk about what we can show to be true.
Okay, so proof as in what way? Do you need to physically see it in front of your eyes, right?
Yeah, I mean isn't that what Jesus did for Paul?
For Paul, Which you mean Thomas?
No, Paul on the road to Damascus.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And Paul spoke Greek. So obviously, Jesus can appear to everybody in their own language into the sky and make no doubt that he's real. So he can give everybody the road to Damascus experience. Everyone. He could give it to Japanese people. He gives it to people in the Amazon that we never met in our lives. He's all powerful. He can give it to everybody. He has it.
Sure. Okay. I mean, does he have to?
Yeah, because the nigga hiding, bro. So there's no reason for him to hide. So he's hiding. So he can show it to all of us. He hasn't, which means that we cannot show your salvation thing to be true. What we can show to be true was the deification of European culture over everybody else caused the issue of white supremacy. And now we all are dealing with the fallout of white supremacy.
That's just a lot of mental gymnastics, man.
It's not. I can show you how we're all affected by white supremacy. You want me to show you? Even you? So, people, would you like me to show how we're all affected by white supremacy, including you? So, yes or no, bro? I don't know why you got quiet. Are you on a phone call or some shit? You there, subhuman? Yeah, he dropped. All right, guys. So he dropped. He ran away. We're gonna go ahead and wait for that. Oh wait, we have another person on the stage. I'm gonna bring them up right now. All right. What happened to the other person? There was God something. What happened to God something? He was here, but he dropped. But anyway, we're gonna bring up David to the stage now. All right, David Goodwin. How's it going, David Goodwin? Y'all say what's up to David Goodwin.
Hi.
It looks like you are a white person, but that's fine. Why should we believe in a God? I mean, matter of fact, I'm sorry, I asked the wrong question. Christian, Muslim, or Black Hebrew Israelite? Well, you can't be Black Hebrew Israelite because you can't join. But Christian or Muslim?
I'm a follower of Jesus Christ.
So he's a Christian. All right. So we don't believe that Black people should be Christian. Caddy or Lords, if y'all want to get in on this, go ahead, please, because me and Bar have spoken a lot. So if y'all want to talk about this, yeah, go ahead. Why do you think that Black people should be Christian, David?
Are you coming at the Bible from an intellectual point of view?
Yeah, sure, but I just like to know why you think that Black people should be Christian.
Well, Jesus is for everyone.
All right, cool.
No.
Jesus died. Jesus' sacrifice was for the whole world and everyone.
We good. That's colonizer talk. We good.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the colonizers tell us.
Yeah, that's what
Jesus is for everybody.
I'm also Native American.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't care.
So
Native Americans owned Black people as slaves as well.
That's why the white people. Any of that. Were you a slave?
That's why the white people.
Were you your?
All right. So this is what we're gonna do, David. Yeah, I know.
No.
You're getting to the colonizer talk, David. Don't do the where you were a slave thing. Don't do that, because now you're getting to the colonizer talk. All right. This is also the guy before how we're all affected by white supremacy, because we're not doing that. We all know what the effects of slavery is today. We all know it. We're not gonna go through that. The question is, why should Black people be Christian? You said that Jesus is for everybody. How do you? Well, number one, I'm not even sure how you can show that's true. Number two, no, because Jesus is just a deified version of Levantine culture. That's all it is. He's just a deified version of Levantine culture. That's not for us. My bad. Go ahead.
No, you good. I just wanted to tell the Black people watching. I just want to tell the Black people.
Talking. Go ahead, Bar.
Yeah, I just want to tell the Black people watching. The reason why you have indigenous blood in you, Native American blood in you, is because they own slaves too. They did the 5 civilized tribes did the exact same thing that the white Europeans did, because that's how you played ball back then. You wanted to have some fucking status and you wanted to solidify yourself amongst them. You had to play ball. And during that 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th centuries, the way you play ball is owning Black people and oppressing them.
Correct.
So him saying he's indigenous, that's not the flex he thinks it is, because they own Black people too. Did the same shit that the white Europeans did. fought each other over the shit. Had to literally were fighting to own black people too. They're not absolved. On hands, everybody's hands are dirty. No one ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying I hate indigenous people, nothing like that. I'm just saying there's history there that people don't talk about a lot. Go and look up what's called the and I'm about to land my plane. Go and look up what's called the Sublimis Deus of 1537, where the white people let the enslaved Native Americans go that they had captive. They let the Native Americans go. They said, hey, look, we're not going to enslave these Native people. They have autonomy. They have they should be treated as human. But the Sublimis Deus did not apply to us. And so when they let them go, those niggas started participating in them because we were money back then. That little green shit in your pocket, that's a note. That ain't bread. That ain't money. We were money back then. Mm-hmm. That's what capitalism is built on. Us being money. We are the money. We are the capital. And the capital in capitalism is black bodies being shipped across that Atlantic. That's a fucking bar. But we are the capital. And if you wanted capital, you had to own some black people. That's what those Native Americans did. Look it up. It's called the Sublimis Deus, the source. And if you wanted capital, you had to own some black people. That's what the source. Native. If you have $15 to $16 on you right now, there's a book that's 450 pages. I read that bitch front to back. It's called Black Slaves, Indian Masters, and it's written by Barbara Krathama. You can go and read it on Everend for $16. They give you 3 tokens. You can get you a couple books, but you can read that one, and it's an eye opener because it shows you white people did this to everybody.
Exactly. Do you believe in forgiveness?
For what? For who?
No.
No.
I believe in. Hold on, Goodwin. I believe in conditional forgiveness. I will tell you that. Like, for example, if my little sister,
then you'll never understand the Bible.
If my little sister steals a piece of like some steak from steak leftovers from me, yeah, sure, I can forgive her for that. But if someone shoots and kills my mom, I will never forgive that person.
Nope. Then you'll never understand the Bible.
No, I understand the Bible. I grew up as a Christian. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
If you don't understand forgiveness, you don't understand.
I understand forgiveness. I understand forgiveness. But even Jesus, even God has conditional forgiveness. Even God has conditional forgiveness. Yes, He does. Can I go to heaven? Can I go to heaven? Can I go to heaven without accepting Jesus as my Lord and personal Savior?
No.
Exactly. So it's conditions.
No,
that's conditions.
Belief, though.
That's conditions. No, that's conditions. That's conditions. That's conditions, David. David, it's conditions. Now I'm going to mute you now. All right, David, it's condition. Yeah, you're talking, but no one can hear you. It's conditional because if I can't get into heaven without asking Jesus to forgive me from my sins and without accepting him as my Lord and personal Savior, it's a condition for my forgiveness. Period. It's a condition. You cannot say it's unconditional if I have to accept something. You can't say it's unconditional at that point. All right, and the reason why I muted you, I'm going to give you a chance, but I mute if you just keep interrupting. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go ahead. You can't say no, I didn't, or anything like that, or fighting against me. But because we're having a conversation, you didn't know me before you got on this live, so there's no way you can say what I knew or what I didn't know, or what I didn't or didn't understand. You didn't know me before I got into this live, my guy. So you cannot be that arrogant to know what I don't and do not know. All right, I'm going to unmute you. Let's have a regular conversation. Let's come at it with good faith. I'm not trying to attack you as a person, so don't get defensive. All right, cool. Now let's talk. Even your God, the Christian God, has conditions on who He forgives.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is that God is God and you're not God. So we don't have to align ourselves with your conditions, but the whole world needs to align themselves with God's conditions.
All right, but that's fine. But that's fine. But you can't say I don't understand forgiveness when I tell you that I want forgiveness under conditions, because you just admitted that God is God. We have to follow his conditions. Period. He has conditions for forgiveness. So if he has conditions for forgiveness and I have conditions for forgiveness, you then cannot claim that I don't understand forgiveness, because we both have conditions.
But you're not God.
Irrelevant. He has conditions. I have conditions. That means that I understand forgiveness because we both have conditions.
No, what you're doing is making yourself your own God.
I'm not. I didn't say I'm a God. I said he has conditions on forgiveness. I have conditions on forgiveness. We both have conditions, so I understand forgiveness just like he does.
No, because you're saying that you're saying that you understand God. You can't fully.
That's not what I
understand
said.
God.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. I said that if we both have conditions for forgiveness, then I understand forgiveness.
No.
Yes.
No, you're saying your condition, not God's.
We have conditions. Period.
No, it's not period.
Does God have conditions for forgiveness?
You want your conditions.
Does God have conditions for forgiveness? Yes or no?
Yeah, but of course he does. But
okay,
they're his, not.
So all right, so they're his. And and for me to have forgiveness, I have conditions too.
You're proving exactly what I'm saying.
No, I'm not proving what I'm saying. Your claim previously was that I don't understand forgiveness. I do understand forgiveness. You said that I don't understand.
I disagree.
I said I understand forgiveness and I have conditions for my forgiveness. You agree with me that God also has conditions for his forgiveness. You cannot say I don't understand forgiveness because I have conditions. You can't say that.
Respectfully, this is your platform, so you're going to mute anybody who doesn't agree with you so that you can get more views and all that.
I haven't muted you for the past 5 minutes or the past few minutes. I've let you talk. I haven't muted you at all.
Okay.
I've let you say what you got to say. So don't lie on me again or I'll drop you.
So we have to conform to God's conditions. It doesn't matter what anybody's opinion is because it's obsolete.
Okay, cool. I understand that's what you believe. However, we cannot show it to be true. So let's talk about what we can show to be true. What we can show to be true is the harm that Christianity has wrought on Black people. That's what we can show to be true. We can't show your God forgiveness or salvation. We can't show any of that to be true because much of the Bible is bullshit anyway. So what we can show to be true is the harm that Christianity has caused to Black people. So why should Black people be the religion of our enslavers?
So I understand that you have an understanding of manifest destiny.
Yeah, manifest destiny is white supremacy.
Yeah, I can agree with that to a degree. Because I have a lot of Native brothers who are very offended that
Hey, stop. Let's stop. Let's just stop.
Go ahead, Bar.
I just want us to stop.
Just want us to stop? Nah.
Yeah, you want your opinion to be heard over others.
I don't know what you're trying to do here.
You want your opinion over others, and you're shutting other people down when they don't agree with you.
David,
you shut everybody down when they don't agree with you.
Stop real quick.
This is your platform, and
It's not about an opinion.
Yeah, it's not. All right. So Dave,
it's not about an opinion. You just said that the manifest destiny was sort of kinda to an extent white supremacy. You got to stop. Now you're being dishonest.
Yeah. So the manifest
destiny. Not letting me finish.
Manifest destiny was white supremacy. We both agree
you're
on that.
You're not letting me finish.
Hold on. Manifest destiny was white supremacy. We both agree
on that. When are you going to hold on and let me speak?
I'm going to hold on and let you speak when I'm done speaking. So manifest destiny is white supremacy. We both agree on that. So now what we have to talk about now is why should Black people be Christian?
Can I finish?
You can answer the question. Why should Black people be Christian?
I wasn't finished with my opinion though.
Fuck all that. Why should Black people be Christian?
Right. Yeah, you're saying F all that because you only want your opinion agreed
Why
with.
Should Black Okay, so I told you if you lie on me again, I'm gonna drop you. You lied on me again. I already told you.
God bless, follow Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you're a bitch. So I already told you that if you lie on me again, I'm gonna drop you. All right, cool. Oh yeah, we got the Panther Claw. Oh my bad, I didn't see the Panther Claw, y'all. I didn't see it, so we're gonna drop him. All right, we're gonna move on to Big Beige. Big Beige, how's it going? And Caddy and Lords, I do apologize. I haven't gotten y'all into the conversation yet. I promise I'm gonna let y'all talk to Big Beige. All right, I'll let Bar. Let's let Caddy, Lords, or Nadima. I know. Damn, I don't know how to say your name, bro. But I know Nadima is a friendly of ours. But we're gonna let them talk on this one, all right, Bar, because they haven't talked yet. Big Beige, are you at least 18?
Okay. Yeah, over 18, and I'm a coon for Christ.
All right, cool. He's a coon for Christ. All right, Lord, you want to get on that one?
Can't believe you just said that out loud.
Yeah, I know. Is Lord's there? I don't think Lord's is there. How about you, Caddy? You want to get on that one?
Yes.
I mean, I think it speaks for itself, man. Drop this
Don't
dude, man.
do it. Don't do it, Caddy. Don't do it, Caddy.
We're not gonna do it. Yeah,
Don't do it.
All right. So
Coon for Christ.
Yeah, coon for Christ is crazy. That's embarrassing. Big Beige, you know how embarrassing that is, bro?
Embarrassing to be on the winning team. Well, I mean,
yeah.
What kills me is they're scared of the hell that they came up with during the medieval period. That idea of an eternal lake of fire, they drew that shit in the medieval period. Y'all are scared of some shit white people literally put together in the fucking dark ages. You niggas spook. I'm scared. I have nightmares about hell. And all you gotta do is look at the history of that and where it come from. It's made up.
So
the Jews, the Israelites didn't even believe in that. Where that come from, gang? Whose mythology is that?
Well, I'm pretty certain.
Yeah, raccoon for Christ is crazy,
out
bro.
for Christ because of the shit that the church made. They made it up.
And Sheol isn't.
Yeah.
And the Sheol isn't the main reason I came to Christ anyway.
We don't care.
Bro, what?
Sheol is the place that the
Sheol. So you're talking about Sheol. All right, so Big Beige, that is insane. Do you know how embarrassing it is to say that you're a tap dancer for a white man? That's crazy, bro.
That's crazy. My God isn't white, black.
All right,
poly.
We're gonna go ahead and move on. All right, guys. So once again, we have some spots open. If you are a Christian or a Muslim or Black Hebrew Israelite or would like to speak with us, go ahead and join in on the panel. Up here on over on the YouTube, you guys can go ahead and click on the link, and then you guys can either click on the link or copy paste the link, and we could definitely have a conversation. Joshua over on my YouTube, go ahead and join with the link, please. Joshua over my YouTube, join with the link. We could definitely have that conversation. If you're over on the Black Atheist Coalition, I see Edgar there. Edgar, go ahead and join in with the link. Join with the link, Edgar. Caddy, how's it going, brother? It's been a night, ain't it? I'm gonna get off in a few though. I know. Bar, are you gonna keep going after I get off, bro?
Nah, I'm gonna get off too.
You gonna get off too? All right, cool, not a problem. All right, now we're gonna bring up Admiral C. Admiral C, how's it going, Admiral? Are you at least 18? Are you a Christian? And are you Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
I'm doing fine, and I'm a Christian.
All right, and you're also a Black man?
Yes, I am.
All right, cool. Why should Black people be Christian?
In fact, being Christian doesn't depend on the race. It depends on how you believe yourself.
That's not what I asked you. I'm asking Black people specifically. Why should we be Christian?
Personally, I first grew up in a Christian family. That's one of the reasons. And the second reason is that I've tried to have some conversations with a lot of Muslims. And one thing that I realized was even Muslims do use some books of the Bible. The first 5 books of the Bible written by Moses, Muslims do use them. And I feel comfortable in reading the Bible because I found God in myself. I find God in other people around me. And not only that, I also find forgiveness.
Okay,
when I forgive others and when
when
I forgive people and
hold on.
without even the person.
Hold on, let me ask you. Can I forgive people without being Christian?
Okay. Yeah, you can.
Right. All right. Cool.
It
So I can
because
forgive
if you
people
keep a
without being
grudge
Christian.
against,
Hold on, Admiral. So I can forgive people without being Christian. Anything else that you said, can I have that without being Christian
Yeah.
too? Can I have family, love, good discussions, everything else? Like, can I have that without being Christian?
Personally, I think it's hard to have them because
Why do you think it's hard to have?
As a
To have
Christian,
love
my
without being a
Bible
Christian?
guide me through a lot.
Admiral, I understand that. What I'm asking you is why.
Because
Hold
when
on,
reading,
Admiral, hold on. I understand that the Bible has guided you through a lot. That's all good and well. What I'm saying is that, can I have guidance without the Bible?
yeah, you can.
Right. So that means it's unnecessary. Also, how did Christianity actually get to us? How did it get to us as African people? How did it get to us? Did it get to us because Jesus came from the sky and told us, or were we colonized and enslaved?
Personally, it's because we are colonized. And
right, exactly. So why should we be the religion of our colonizers? We can't even show this to be true or not.
Just like I said, my own reason is it has nothing to do with our past, and it only has everything to do with the way I understand the Bible. That's my own reason.
Great. So it has nothing to do with the with the past. That's all good and well. It has nothing to do with the past. The problem is that we can't show it to be true. So we have to talk about what we can show to be true, with the fact that it was damaging to us. Would you disagree?
On the other side, I can't argue on that point, but I would give you an example of myself. Currently, I'm in Africa, and even my own tribe, I don't have anyone who has the history of our own tribe, you see? And first of all, even in Africa, a lot of people were lost. We don't have our own. It's like our own history. We don't have it. You can ask maybe from uncles, parents, grandparents. They don't even have. So we are first lost. And the other thing is that I can't, for instance, I can become a Muslim personally, and I don't have our own background. I don't have my religion of my tribe. So I prefer being a Christian than being in the middle of nothing.
I have a question for you.
Go ahead and ask your question on Bar.
Is he on the forklift? What the fuck going on?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yo, Admiral, are you at work and what the hell, bro? Admiral, your background is sound like a warehouse, bro. Like, what are you doing? You at work? If you're at work, bro, we're not gonna get you in trouble. You know what I mean? Like your supervisor's gonna be talking to you in a minute. But go ahead, Bar. Ask your question, brother.
My question
I'm sorry,
was,
I didn't mean to come up.
Not a problem. Appreciate you. Go ahead, Bar.
Yeah, my question was basically, if a man like destroyed your village, unalived everybody in your village, and then you had to move you saw his face, and then you had to move into the next village over because your village is burned down, and then that man starts selling water. You need water to survive, and that man starts selling water. He got like a lemonade stand. He got a water stand. He's selling fresh, clean water to the new village you just moved to after destroying the village you came from. Would you buy water from that man? That was my question to him.
Admiral, you can come off mute now.
Because I asked that because people there's a pedestal Christianity gets to sit on that nothing else in life gets. They would never put anything else on that pedestal. But if you were just using an analogy to see how you're treating your quote unquote village or your people, that's how you're treating them. If I could give an analogy to sum up what you're doing, that's it.
So did you understand the question?
He at work pushing the forklift. He ain't paying attention to me.
Probably not. All right, cool. We'll just move on then. Oh, okay, he already dropped. Yeah, but it was at work pushing the forklift, bro. The man was at work pushing a forklift, bro. That's fucking hilarious.
Employee of the month. With the pallet jack. You know what I'm saying? He's surgical with that motherfucker. Put 200 boxes away in 2 minutes.
Oh, bad. All right. So Fly Man Legend over on my YouTube. Go ahead and join in with that link. Because I think he's an Israelite, y'all. I think he's one of those black Hebrew Israelite people. So I'm letting him know to join in from the YouTube. The link is pinned on the YouTube. You have to either take a screenshot of it and you'll be able to copy paste it, or just put in StreamYard.com/ and you can put in the rest of the code. All right. So you can join me over on the StreamYard, so we can definitely have a talk about it. All right. But right now, y'all, we have some open boxes. I'm gonna get out of here probably in about 15 minutes and enjoy the rest of my night. But we keeping it pushing, we keeping it rolling. Oh man, this nigga Admiral was at work pushing a forklift trying to talk to us. Insane. How's it going, pretty cat? All right, we have another guest. Let me bring them up right now. Yeah, bring them up. Looks like the name is Yashurin. Can you tell us your name, please?
Yeah, Yashurum.
Yashurum. All right, Yashurum. Are you a Christian, Muslim, or Hebrew Israelite?
I used to be a Christian for a long time. Now I'm just a Torah keeper, covenant keeper.
Covenant keeper. Not really sure what that means, but we can go ahead.
He's an Israelite.
Oh, he's a Hebrew Israelite. Okay, cool. He's Israelite.
No, okay, yeah, it's good. The Most High gave us the covenant which we broke, and I think that
when they say that, when they say what he's saying right now, the Most High, all that shit, Yasharum, he's a Hebrew Israelite.
All right, cool. Yeah, we shouldn't be that either because we're not Israelite. Yeah, he's black
in his picture.
Okay, hold on. I'm not a I think that the term, even the term black Hebrew Israelite, because I have never heard anybody call somebody a yellow Hebrew Israelite or a white Hebrew Israelite. The term itself
black is political.
Negative
it's
term,
political.
I think.
It's political.
It's a political term,
black.
bro. It's a political term.
No, I'm saying nobody
brother.
black. Like if you look at your skin, you're not black.
It's political. It's political.
It's a political term. You understand that, correct?
So,
even if you don't listen, even if your black ass don't like it, when they do shit like what they just did with the Voting Rights Act, when they do shit like that, you talking about we ain't even really black. That don't fucking matter.
Once again, listen to what I'm saying. I believe
it's not about skin tone, the hue, HUE. It's not about the hue, nigga. It's political. It's cultural. You are black, whether you like it or not. Guilty by association. When they come for us,
they come for you.
The Most High, Jahuda, Huda, them niggas, they coming for you too, brother.
Look, I respect the fact. I know I'm a Negro. I'm not denying that.
Cool.
You're black.
You're black.
Because black is political.
Right. All right. So
politics affect. Hey, look, politics is. Do you tip when you go out to eat? Do you tip?
Of course.
Nigga, you're into politics. You can't escape. Everything is political, nigga. You saying you're not black?
Once again,
it's not even helpful. It's not fruitful. It's not advantageous. It's not helpful. It does not do anything for your community of people.
Look,
it doesn't do anything. Hold up. You got a problem being called black, but what the fuck is a Yasharim? What is that?
Once again, I respect your opinion.
What is a Yasharim? Let me look it up.
Yeah, I gotta look what that is. What is Yasharim anyway?
Because see, these the niggas who don't want to be called black.
Once again, I respect your opinion. I'm not here trying to debate your opinion. What you
it ain't up for debate. Let me look up your name. What does this mean?
All right,
Yasharim.
All right,
is a variant. I got it. Yasharim. Listen to this. Listen to this. This the nigga that don't want to be called black. Listen to this. Yasharim is a variant related to the Hebrew root Yashar, commonly meaning upright, straight, or righteous. Often found in variations like Yashar or Yesharon. It implies integrity and is related to the biblical concept of upright people or steppers.
Okay,
so you don't want to be tied to black people, but you want to be tied to Hebrew. Are you Hebrew?
Yes, I am.
Do you know where the Levant is?
Yes, I do.
Where is the Levant at?
It's over in the land we would call today the Africa, the land of Ham.
No, it's not.
And what people and what people? He said the land of Ham. I'm gonna let it fly. What people descend? What people descend from the Levant? What people?
Every person that's
no. That's not historically accurate. Come out of the Bible. This is an external question. Don't use the Bible on me. The Bible is a lie.
Okay.
What group of people comes out of the Levant?
Africans? I don't understand your question.
Yashram, are you serious with me right now? Are you saying that African people came out of the Levant? Is that what you're saying?
If that's like you asked me, if I remember correctly, and like I said, I'm not as educated as black atheists over there. He asked me a question. I said I thought it was the land we call the land of Ham, but today we call Africa.
Okay,
sir, Africa.
Right, so he doesn't know. So
I don't know. It's right.
So Yashram, the Levant is in the Middle Eastern region, around the areas what we'll call the West Bank, Palestine, Lebanon, those Jordan, those places. That's where Christianity and all that came from. That's where the Hebrews came from. You're not Hebrew.
Okay. Once again, with black atheists here, first of all, he doesn't believe the Bible. So I understand that. I respect that.
But Yashram, it's not about the Bible. It's about the fact that you, as a black person, you are of African descent. We are not Hebrew. We're not from the Levant. Period. We're not from there.
Okay. So can I respond to that?
Yes.
Okay. So I believe the Bible. So I can use the Bible. I know people don't, so I'm not trying to force it if you don't believe it. But the Bible declares that the people of the Most High, that these people would go into slavery on slave ships. Which people that you know around the world that went to slavery on slave ships around the world?
Israelites,
Greeks,
Israelites.
Okay. So
literally,
the
Israelites literally were in captivity. They literally were fucking exiled. Literally.
Okay. Once again, I'm a descendant of the translated slave trade, and even the term I can tell that there's a little bit of deception. Even the term Middle East wasn't used until the 1800s.
That irrelevant. Yashram, that verse that you're reading, people who are put on ships and enslaved, that includes people who are not just the descendants of the Atlantic slave trade. The Barbary slave trade also had people put on ships and sent to slavery. That also happened. So according to that same verse, we can say the Italians are the chosen people. This is stupid.
Okay, once again, you'd have to go back and look at lineage. And when I say look at lineage, there's 18 nations of people that were created. There's Moabites, there's Edomites, there's Hamites.
And we ain't none of them niggas, bro. We ain't none of them.
Abrahamic religion is only native to the Middle East, bro. It's only native to the Middle East. It's not native to anywhere else but the Middle East. Abrahamic religion is only native to the Middle East.
Yashram, let me explain this way. Yashram, because I know exactly what you're saying. The nations and they moved around, etc., etc. If we were part of one of these nations, we would see that not only in the language and in the customs, but in the DNA as well. We don't see that. We don't see any of those customs in our language. We don't see any of those customs in any cultural patterns in Western Africa, and we don't see it in the DNA either. There are a group of African people that do have Levantine DNA, but they're over in Eastern Africa, and we can actually track that. We can actually track the gene flows, and we can actually show the migration patterns, et cetera, et cetera. We can actually show all that for those East African groups of people. We cannot show that for people who are descendants of the transatlantic slave trade. The descendants of the transatlantic slave trade have no markers, no genetic markers from the Levant. They have no cultural anthropology from the Levant as well. They have none of that. The only ones that you can say is the Igbo Jews, and even the Igbo Jews got it from the outside. They have no cultural, they have no genetic or cultural markers there either. Igbo is one of the oldest languages on the planet. It predates Hebrew. They don't have any Hebrew words in Igbo. So we cannot say over here for people who are West African descent, we're from the Levant, when our languages are older than the people there. That would be crazy.
Okay, I respect that. Is there a way? I wish you can drop me maybe an email address. I'd like to see some information that will maybe, because you said there's no DNA. All the DNA evidence that shows is that we do come. That's why over in the land of Israel with the Israelis, they won't allow DNA testing because they realize
that's
that
incorrect.
Our DNA
Israel does have DNA testing. The second thing that this is what I mean about all this bullshit. They do have DNA testing. They do. That's been debunked for a while now. Like, you can easily Google this stuff, bro. You can easily Google, does Israel have DNA testing, and it would show that thing to be wrong. Why would you believe that? Okay, I'm just getting annoyed. But the second thing that I would say is, what evidence do we have that people of Western African descent, specifically Yoruba, Igbo, Akan, the people that we descended from, the Fon people, etc., what evidence is there that they have Middle Eastern DNA from the Levant? What evidence do we have of that?
Okay, I tell you, I can send the information. I have the information. I have to send it to you.
What do I look at? I have a computer in front of me. What do I look at? Tell me what I look at. I can look it up right now. Tell me.
Okay, I got you. Look up. I'm gonna tell you, Arthur. Look up Danny Fortson. Danny Fortson. He wrote the books. He wrote a book. His name is Danny Fortson. Fortson.
The basketball player.
You got it. No. He's an author.
Danny Fortson on. You mean Dante Fortson?
I'm sorry, Dante. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I said the name wrong. And so he got a whole book that goes through all that you asked, the question you're asking.
Okay, so Dante Fortson is a journalist from the West Coast. That's what I found.
Yeah, but I'm saying he wrote a lot of books that answer the question you're asking me. Then there's a guy. Let me grab the book right quick for you. He wrote the book.
He's talking about the book Undeniable Full Color Evidence of Black Israelites in the Bible. Is that what you're talking about?
Okay. There's another guy. He wrote a book. His name. He's a scholar. His name Rudolph Windsor. He wrote the book From Babylon to Timbuktu.
Oh yeah, that book's bullshit.
God.
That book's bullshit.
Oh God.
Yeah, he got a whole bunch of things wrong in that book. That book's bullshit.
I respect that. You asked me some questions. I'm trying to give you some answers.
Okay.
You know.
No problem. I got you. I'm just saying that book right there. Dante Fortson. I'll look him up. I'm talking about that book right there from Israel to Timbuktu. That book's bullshit. Like, he made a whole bunch of stuff up. Like, it's literally just stuff made up. Like, he doesn't even have any actual scholarly evidence of what he was saying. He's just saying stuff. There's no citations. There's nothing. Like, it's all just saying stuff.
I have a question for you.
Hmm?
Earlier, Yasharim, I have a question for you.
I'm listening, sir.
Earlier, you brought up the ships in Deuteronomy, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard of the Jewish-Roman wars?
I've never heard of the Jewish. Even the term "ish" means pertaining to. So I never heard of Jewish anything. I've heard of the Roman War in 66 AD through 73 AD that destroyed Jerusalem and put a lot of our people into slavery.
That's not our people. These are not our people.
Those were not our people.
These are not our people.
They were not our people.
That's you. I mean,
during the time of those times, we were all in Africa, and we had the Nog civilization. Ashanti was just rising up. The Luba kingdoms was just rising up. Great Zimbabwe was rising up. We have a rich cultural history outside the Middle East, which I want to cling on to these motherfuckers so bad. I don't understand why, bro.
I don't want to cling on to anybody in the Middle East.
They're not us, bro. They're not us.
I know.
There's no DNA evidence. There's no anthropological evidence. There's no evidence of it. You just said our people were taking on the ships during the Roman wars. We weren't.
Yes.
Western Africans never met Romans. We're descendants from Western Africans, not the Levantine people. That's just period. There's no DNA evidence of that.
Okay. Do you ever see the map called Negro Land?
It's a bullshit map. Listen, Yashua. It's a bullshit map. They made up the map. They made it up. Listen, bro. We are not Levantine. We are Western African. There's nothing wrong with that. Why do y'all want to be somebody else so bad? We are not Levantine, bro. We're not.
Okay, once again, let me say this. I respect your opinion on that.
This is not my opinion. Your DNA shows recent West African history, ancestry. That's what it shows. It will not show DNA from the Levantine area. It just will not. It won't, bro.
Okay.
It's not my opinion. This is DNA. You can't fake DNA. DNA is not an opinion.
Okay, well, what I like you to do then is also look up the Lakesh relief. It's over in the UK museum. The Lakesh.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to Way of Life Ministries, and then we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. All right, y'all. Just a quick shout out, y'all. Remember, y'all, the Black Atheist, Agnostic, Skeptics, and Humanist Cookout is coming second week of June. Please join up. I appreciate everybody who could be there. Bar is going to be there. My mod Libra is going to be there. We're going to have Vita Singer there. We're going to have Serafina Simone out there. I'm trying to get Be Easy and Omnis Roan to come out as well. Durante Lamar, he said that he may come out. He just have to check to see if his schedule allows for it. Trust but Verify also tell me he's going to be there. Pretty Cat, go to my bio. And there's a link that shows the sign-up sheet, so you can go there. It's also going to be in Central Florida. All right, it's going to be in Central Florida this year. Next year, I'm going to try to have it in Texas, so people can get there easier. But next year, I'm trying to have it in Texas. This year is going to be in the Central Florida area. Second week of June. Definitely come on down. The link is in my bio to go ahead and sign up. And sign up sheet, and I'm gonna add you into the group chat as well, so we all can plan it. I plan to have fun out there. We're gonna have a great time. Tons of soul food restaurants here in Orlando area. Tons of Caribbean restaurants because we have a big Caribbean community. A lot of y'all never had Haitian food before, so I'm definitely gonna feed y'all some guyo, some legume, some lalo. Lalo is basically collard greens. It's just our version of collard greens, but lalo is basically collard greens. So I'm definitely gonna get out there and get you all of that. Bar is going to be performing his new album, definitely. And y'all, come on out there so we can have a good time. We're going to move on to Way of Life Ministries. Way of Life. What do we call you? I'm sure that's not your name.
Just call me Way.
Way. How's it going, Way? We do not believe that Black people should be Christian. Way of Life with the cross tells me that you are a Christian. Why should Black people be Christian?
Firstly, I don't believe there's such thing as Black people.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Here's why.
No, I got it.
No,
the E1B1 haplogroup should not be Christian. How about that?
So yeah,
the E1B1 haplogroup should not be Christian.
That's a better question.
Now go ahead and tell us why we should be.
Why you should be? Because Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life. So therefore, without
Jesus Christ out of the Bible.
Yeshua HaMashiach, yes.
Out of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.
Correct.
A descendant of David.
Correct.
Out the Old Testament.
We think we know we're
Adam, Eve, Noah, Hagar, Sarai, Ishmael, Isaac, Solomon, Abraham, Moses. We should follow this, is what you're telling us.
Correct.
Mythology from the Middle East.
History from the Middle East.
It's not history. It's mythology.
There was never an Exodus.
What year are we in?
There was never an Exodus.
Okay, what year are we in?
We're in 2026.
Why are we in 2026?
Because of colonialism.
Okay, what happened?
What happened?
White people forced Christianity on
everybody else.
Where did the white people get the Christianity from?
They got it from the Levant.
Okay, but where did we get it from?
What do you mean? Where did we get it from?
Where did they get it?
So you're saying white people, even though there's no such thing as white people, but
I got a question for him. Why is it hard for you to understand that polytheism then goes into monotheism in the Middle East, formulates a monotheism, then colonizes the rest of the world,
Hang on. Where did white people get? Why did white people change the date first before they colonized?
Middle. Hold on.
Sir, colonization. My bad, Caddy. Go ahead. My bad, Caddy. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Let me explain this to him. Abrahamics colonized Europe. Abrahamics colonized Europe. The colonized Europe, and the Europeans there went along with the Abrahamic religions and then colonized other people.
First of all, can I say something? Wait a minute. Can I say something? Are you white, sir?
No, I'm brown.
Are you black?
No, there's no such thing.
No. Would you be considered white?
Possibly.
So you're white. So what the fuck are you telling us about black people for?
There's no such thing as white and black people.
Again,
you're brainwashed.
Again, you're white.
You're brainwashed to believe that.
Again, you're white. Again, sir, you're white. Why are you up here?
You can come off mute.
What is the reason why a white man in the home of the colonizers is up here telling black people anything?
You must be brainwashed to believe you're black and white
Sir,
people are white.
again, I'm asking you a question. Why is a white man in the home of the colonizers, home of the small gene pool, telling us anything?
Telling you anything? I'm just discussing.
No, you're not. Why? Why are you discussing this with us?
Because there's evil men out there that have brainwashed all of us.
Why are you discussing this with us?
I'm discussing it because it's on TikTok and it's an open forum.
No, but why would you, a white man,
because I'm a Christian,
in the home of the small gene pool, come at a topic that says black people should not be Christian, Muslim, or BHI?
Because I'm a Christian.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm a brain Christian.
What experience do you have with what black people should be?
I'm a brain Christian.
Sir, I'm asking you, what experience do you have with what black people should be?
I believe that Jesus was also brain.
Jesus fucking Christ. All right, guys. This is gonna be a waste of time, so we're gonna go. We can go ahead and move on. No, it is. It is. We don't need anyone from. We don't need any more bleach demons telling us that we should be Christian. All right, you can be Christian because it deified your culture. We're not. It didn't deify ours. All right. So we don't need any more sun dodgers telling us what we should be. All right. We don't need that. So go ahead and you can do that over on your own side. All right. For all the sour cream citizens, you all can go ahead and deify your own culture and be Christian. All right. But for us melanated people, we're not going to do that. All right, y'all. So as you
before
can see,
you get out of here,
yeah, go
I
ahead.
just I want to give the people something to look into. It's taking me like 30 seconds. So everybody watching over on YouTube or whatever, I want y'all to go and look up what's called the Great Migration in Europe. And when you do research on this time period, it's like from 300 to 600 AD or CE. When you look at this time period, this is where the word God, it goes from plural. You know, the word God was plural. It was used to invoke Odin, Thor. During this time period, the word God transitions from pagan, Norse pagan, polytheistic, plural. It was a verb used to invoke plural, the pantheon. It changed, and they switched it to refer to Christianity because the Germanic people, the Goth people, the Scandinavians, the Slavs, the Bulgars, everybody started converting to Christianity. And instead of bringing words like theos and dios or theos and deus into those people, they took a word that they were already using and they turned it into a word that means the monotheistic God. But that word is not that thing is not real. What y'all are worshiping today it doesn't exist. It's not real. It used to be used for the entire pantheon. So go and look up the Great Migration in Europe and look at how the Western Roman Byzantine Empire dismantled and all these other people start coming in, and see how the word God changed over time. Yeah. That's your history. That's your homework. Next time I see y'all better have some answers for me.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Volcy.
Exactly.
And that's the cue. And that's the cue. That's the cue to get off.
That's the cue to get off. Yeah.
That's the cue to get off.
Yeah. Lord said this is the cue to get off, baby. Yeah. That's the cue for me to get off, y'all. Yeah. Wifey came around to rub on my head. So yeah, that's the cue for me to get out of here.
When I saw the perfectly manicured hands, I'm like, that's the cue.
Yeah.
That's the end.
That's a cue to get off. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. I appreciate everybody being here. Y'all, shout out to Bar, Caddy, and Lords. Definitely follow them. We're gonna convince Lords to go live on our own one day, and that's gonna break the internet, y'all. We definitely gonna do that. Y'all, Caddy does.
Nigga, it's gonna be
it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Hey, y'all, Caddy does lives on giving information on Hinduism from the agnostic or atheist perspective. They're very interesting. So definitely follow Caddy as well. He does great information on that. Definitely follow Bar, y'all. He does these on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And tomorrow, I'm going to be on with Justin from Deconstruction Junction. And I'm going to be on Truth Wanted maybe by the end of this month. I think Bar is supposed to be going on AXP sometime in this month as well. When are you supposed to be going on AXP, Bar?
I don't know yet. I had to let you know.
Got it. Okay, no, we're not a problem because I'm trying to get on that too, but I'm probably gonna be on Truth Wanted, and then they'll probably put me on Talk Heathen. We'll see, but I want to go on those pretty soon. But y'all, make sure to follow all of them. I do want to read 2 super chats that I was able to get. I appreciate y'all. Moondog, thank you for the $1 super chat and another $1 super chat. Moondog, I appreciate you so much. Thank y'all for y'all support. And I will get out of here. Shout out if you're watching me on the Black Atheist Coalition. Shout out to you if you're watching me on Volcy Thoughts. And shout out to you if you are watching me over on the Deconstruction Junction. Y'all are wonderful. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all for being here. We are going to get out of here now. And peace. Y'all have a good night. Make sure to follow all the mods. And if you would like to join in on the Black Atheist, Agnostic, Skeptics, and Humanist Cookout,